phone says boo. Think of all that we've been through. No, ain't no barrier stopping us. So take a wise press the white worth.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We managed to.
It's a level 20 Arc Warden. It's very difficult to, you know, deal with him. But at the same time, G is keeping up with form. Yeah, he's behind 5k, but, you know, he's only behind 5k. The level behind the Arc Warden. That's not a Midas for what? 15 minutes now, longer?
Yeah.
He's playing absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, no, I always, whenever I get the chance to cast Vega, that's the player I honestly look forward to most watching. He's a very, very good mid player. And I don't want to say underrated necessarily, because people know of him for sure, but he's definitely a one that stands out in my mind when you kind of are looking at maybe tier list of mid players throughout the scenes here.
Yeah,
so.
when he was part of LGD, when he was playing China, they actually banned his TA pretty much consistently because they respected him too much.
Yeah. Caught that there. That's Nick's Assassin Clockwork opening, and then Thompson's there as well with the bots poured in, and ends up hoping to set up that kill pretty quickly. So, yes, I mean, Mirana's kind of keeping up with the level 19 as you're even mentioning, but man, this Arc Warden, I mean, he's a hero that can take over games almost by himself, it feels like. He's one of those, that's why you even pick up the hero, maybe a little bit slower of a start, but that start is now gone. It's 28 minutes in, and Arc Warden has 18,000 net worth. That's a good 4,000 to 5,000 more than the next in line, which is that Mirana. And that means the Diffusal Blade is now even coming for Arc Warden right here. So we haven't been able to see the split push too much yet, but you figure that's inevitably going to start happening too from Arc Warden at this point. What's going on up here, Nick's Assassin?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It should be.
Means Grip. And Chaos Knight dies again elsewhere. Pablo. Okay. And Chaos Knight, on the other hand, he has just had a brutal game.
He has, but at the same time, I think it's sort of necessary in some stages. You know, the early laning stage where we highlighted how they were just, you know, running at Vega and they're running at the Medusa. They always kept the supports busy, and the supports were never able to really rotate to the mid lane. So this is one of the reasons why Tom is so far as he is, because they literally bought enough space and time from him. But of course, you know, I'm not sure they can really take it into the late game where Thompson can promo carry this just yet, because if they try and force the issue, once there's a Linken's up on the Loha dance as well, it's going to be difficult for SFT to fight into this. And the Ravage is still up, they didn't even need it to commit to any of these skills, so as always, SFT really can't engage into these 5-man pushes from Vega if it does occur.
Yeah, I think those items are going to be the key as well. Not only getting the Aegis, but the Lincoln Sphere, and then Mirana getting the Mjolnir is actually almost finished on him as well. So once they have those big items there, then making a play as far as pushing into the base even, very likely what we're going to see here from Vega Squadron, because yeah, as you point out, it's not something you want to just keep on delaying forever. Take advantage of this quote-unquote lead that you do have. As I say that, I mean, technically it's a net worth lead for SFTe, but you get the point. That's not always just about simply just
about
that
net worth lead, though. We have 5 Midases on SFTe. They are committing to this late game, and you know, if you deduct the amount of money they spend on Midases, which effectively is only a farming item. I mean, yeah, the attack speed is nice, but effectively speaking, it doesn't really do too much. It's still like, what, 10,000 gold they invested into, you know, furthering the network. Yeah, it's just farming effectively. So, it's I think it's a great move from SFT because they needed to get into the late game, and you know, if they do plan on getting into the late game, they need more items, obviously, on every hero pretty much. But at the same time, you know, I think in the next 10, maybe 15 minutes, they're still very vulnerable to a 5-man push on Vega Squadron. So, if that ever happens, and if they get caught out like they do just now, they give Vega Squadron a really good window to take advantage.
But this is again power of Arc Warden. They actually kill Marana. The freaking Arc Warden Tempest double comes in, takes out the Aegis. He's going to deal plenty of damage as well. Looks like he's going to kill him again. Oh my god, he almost got him again. Jesus, if the whole team wasn't here ready to crowd control and help out, then maybe that's a kill of Marana. So just really shows you just right there a visual that Arc Warden is massively farmed and can definitely fight against this team. So all of a sudden they don't have an Aegis now on the Dire side, and that does complicate it a little bit because, again, as we just saw right there, if you try to push it to the base and Arc Warden gets that isolation with the hero specifically like a Marana, gets the quick pick, and that can really throw you off in the fight. So you do have to be careful here for Vega Squadron with all-out committing necessarily.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, that's why Afterlife also
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He can kind of use it.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
The Arc Warden ultimate.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been worth it, of course.
Dire's structures are
that would feel so bad. It's like, see, that's the thing. I find myself saying illusion as well from time to time, but frankly, it's not an illusion.
It's not an illusion.
It's literally the hero. It's, again, a Tempest double. It just happens to be where if you kill it, it doesn't really hurt Arc Warden necessarily. This is what makes this hero so ridiculous. Echo Slam, by the way, on 2 heroes nearby. Bane is in trouble, dying to the Tempest double, but that Echo Slam was insane. The Ravage on top, however, they lost their initial firepower, and Thompson is still plenty alive. They get a couple of turn kills, Medusa gets there late. Finishes off that Tempest double, but all they really lost was the Nyx Assassin in this fight. And now G's even running in. Don't know if you want to be doing that. In fact, Clockwork catches him. Cogs pushback has a leap, as well as the Moonlight Shadows. Immediate activated here. The leap into Force Staff. Nice job with the positioning. Even gets the Lincoln Sphere put up on him. As he's going to continue running. Oh, the blink after the Reality Rift right there. Well played by Slayer, but they still catch up. Doing the Tempest double will also cut him off. The Flux is put up, and thus a kill onto Slayer. Coming out right there. So, I don't know, man. Have we already hit that mark where Arc Warden's just out of control? It feels like it.
Not yet. It was a very unfavorable fight for Vega to begin with. Yeah, they got like a nice Echo Slam and beautiful, what, 4-man Ravage, but neither the Marana nor the Medusa were really there to take advantage of it. It was really a very split and awkward fight, and I think if still, yeah, it may look like it, but I do think that Vega Squadron should still feel very safe in that environment. But at the same time, they should also probably just group up and push a couple, because I think they're just giving them a little bit too much time. And Arc Warden is always going to be able to pick them apart just by himself. So, you know, Bane almost died up top, or could have potentially died up top. They also lost all their other towers, so going forward, this is going to be dangerous for them because they don't want to enter the sort of like base race scenario against an Arc Warden.
That's a good point, because when you really do look back at that fight right there, that was actually Bane, Earthshaker, and Tidehunter. The two really heavy cores, and Medusa and or Medusa and Marana weren't even there in that fight. They got there very, very late, and by then the fight was already turned around in favor of SFTe. So, yeah, if you're Vega Squadron, I think that idea of, okay, maybe we just need to simply go as 5, and again, not just run at the base necessarily, but push as 5, because we're not really seeing them do that. Instead, they're kind of just continuing to somewhat spread out, and now they're even dealing with Arc Warden, the Tempest double, pushing in the middle lane right here, and you see where their positioning is. I mean, they're all 5 together back in the base, so how do they come out of this? I mean, is smoke possible? Bane does have one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
once again running away, though.
I think they're just waiting for the smoke right now. They could probably just smoke up behind or in front of the Medusa and try to look for a fight together. Or behind the Marana. Either way, they should definitely try and do something, I think, to get, or if they do something, it should be together. But they might just also be waiting for another item or two before they really commit to a 5-man high ground push. It's not easy to push high ground against this lineup from SFTe by any means. So. That's
see, but like this. Yeah, Slayer's going in, just leading the way, and he just gets found there pretty easily.
Great work by SFTe.
Wait, where was the word? I don't see a word.
Oh, they had a word. It was de-worded already by Bane.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, wait, how did they see him? Okay, that makes sense.
And then, of course, they do have the gem on the TK, which is very important against the Marana, of course, but also against the Shadow Blade of Vega Squadron. So, I don't know, I think SFTe is doing a really good job at trying to get back into this game. Yeah, sure, they give away a couple of kills here and there, but generally speaking, Arc Warden is doing a really good job at making sure to not get caught out, and just always applying pressure with his Tempest double. And he's farming so efficient. I mean, it's Arc Warden.
I think I gotta give, yes, I give credit to SFTe, but as this game's continuing to move on here, I'm beginning to be a little more, not disappointed, but a little bit surprised that Vega Squadron isn't trying to, you know, take advantage of the favors that they have when it comes to, again, team fight. Like, grouping up as five. We had another situation right there. This is what's kind of going on here, where Earthshaker was way up front. But even if he finds an opening, there was other heroes a little farther, but they were pretty far back. I mean, why are they continuing to try to find these pick heroes rather than just literally doing a death ball? I mean, I guess they maybe want to wait for Roshan, but are they really going to be able to secure a Roshan kill with the positioning right now? Vayne, by the way, they do find Nyx Assassin, so they say this, they are going to find a pick.
I think there's
like an ice blast.
I think there's a couple of things that they're waiting for. Roshan might be one of them. I'm not sure they really want to wait 10 minutes though, but I think the butterfly is definitely something they want to do so, because most of the damage on SFT side is purely physical and purely just right clicks. So being able to dodge a lot of that, especially against the Arc Warden, is going to be very important. But I'm not sure about the strategy either, because, you know, by the time Dusa gets a butterfly, Arc Warden will have a butterfly and halfway is going to be halfway onto his empty. Arc Warden tactics. I mean,
yeah, see, now this is starting to happen.
At the same time, you know, like, Vega, I think they've done, you know, I think for 30 minutes they've done a really good job at picking off SFT heroes with maybe just 2 or 3 heroes committing to it. And I think in Vega Squadron's head, you think to yourself, well, that's still going to be the case, right? We can still pretty much kill anybody as long as it's just the 3 of us, and as long as they are just by themselves. But SFT aren't really giving them these openings anymore just yet.
I don't know. To me, this feels like a game that SFT is in control now. Frankly, Thompson's just ridiculous just now with the split push, and now you've hit that mark as we're seeing here. This is a dead tier 3 most likely. They just send in the Phantasm Illusions as well as the Arc Warden Tempest Delta himself, and that's a free tier 3 tower kill at the top lane, just like that. So Vega Squadron missed their window. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me, at least. And now they're really having to force to play the defensive game, and now they're having to rely on maybe getting a pick or 2 before they can make a play. But it goes back to their earlier Aegis, where even after the Aegis, but they just did not really push an issue. And we're now 38.5 minutes in, 30,000 net worth just about an Arc Warden. they're not winning fights anymore. I mean, they're getting the occasional pick on a Nyx Assassin. But is that really accomplishing a lot, especially if your Vayne dies in return, which he is? Does illusions.
Yeah, this is the next couple of minutes are really going to hurt for Vega Squadron. This is where the Midases from SFT are kicking in. And suddenly they're going to have a level end item advantage, right? Like, the Clockwork almost has an Aghanim's, the AA almost has an Aghanim's. And then there's, of course, the Nyx Assassin has an Aghanim's already. So these items are slowly kicking in, and, you know, suddenly is what, only 3k behind the Dusa, which is quite significant at this stage of the game, considering, you know, how the game's been going. And
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
You know, as I pointed out, Illustrious was waiting for an MKB, but he noticed, or he realized, well, damn it, by the time I was saving money for a butterfly, goddamn Thompson already has a butterfly, so he needs an MKB. Yeah. And yeah, now, I don't know, sure, you counter the butterfly on Thompson's side, but it's still an Arc Warden. You know, True Strike is not going to kill the Arc Warden by any means.
I also look back at this Axe pickup at Dusa, and we stressed how good of a pickup it felt like it was, and it makes a lot of sense, and yada yada. I don't know if it's really coming to play yet. It kind of goes back, because they haven't really had an engagement. They've had the occasional 1, maybe 2 heroes that they find, but as far as in a team fight is where it's really going to pay off, that as well as Stone Gaze itself, we haven't seen her use it because there just hasn't been the opportunity to do so in this game with the way it's going on here.
Yeah, the thing with the Aghanim's is, I mean, I made a point of how, you know, it would be great for team fighting because obviously of the additional effect on Mystic Snake. But of course, it's also great at, you know, defending the base. But for the first 30 minutes, Arc Warden wasn't even close to the base at all. So there's no point in having the Aghanim's as early as she did. So having something as the Maelstrom potentially just to accelerate her farm, or even the early Lincolns, which is also just a better item really in terms of stats. Would have been better early on. So I don't know. Yeah, in hindsight, I also question the early Aghanim's pickup. Sure, it's definitely useful now, for sure. Dealing with all those illusions with the Mystic Snake is very effective, but you could have also just picked it up now and have it could have had a much better farming like early on.
Yeah, definitely a hindsight thing for sure, but it's... I'm sure you would ask Medusa himself, and he's like, yeah, no, Axe has been pretty much useless with how this game has played out at this time, at least. So maybe we'll see an opportunity coming up here as Roshan being done by the Thompson Tempest double, but eventually dies off, and Roshan still has plenty of life, so yeah, they're not committing to it by any means, but Vega, again, it seems that they're continuing to move around as a squad somewhat, but they just can't find the opportunity. And yeah, that's where you do got to go back to SFTe and give them credit for sure as well. It's not just Vega Squadron necessarily not knowing what to do. It's just that they're just not given the opportunity by the opposition in this later part of the game. And even something as safe as this, just again sending in the Tempest double, doing a little bit more damage to Roshan, kind of softening him up, and then eventually going in to go for the steal. You see they're pinging it out. They think that's being committed on perhaps, but as we see, that's not the case.
Shadows, take us.
Just in the awkward spot now.
It's a very awkward spot for both teams because both really want this Aegis and want the Roshan, because this next Aegis could potentially decide who takes Rex first. But at the same time, they can't really commit on either side.
Oh, that's a commitment of sorts. He barely lives though. Medusa wants this kill. Cohen Team finally gets it on Aniqua, so they have to really extend right there.
With that Vega might commit, because either that or they force the buyback, but since Awkward doesn't have a buyback, this is going to be Roshan for them. So that was a really good pick-off. I'm surprised that nobody tried, that they tried to fight it, because they were diving quite a little bit into the tier 2 for that.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, you know, it's an Arc Warden, so what they're doing is just applying pressure on pretty much every other lane.
That's exactly what they're doing, the Arc Warden. But yeah, we can't overlook just the Phantasm army of Chaos Knight as well again, that he's continuing to set out on missions here in this game. So, Nyx Assassin, by the way, you can see a pick on the Ancient Apparition happening, but Nyx finding Mirana right here. Have assistance from Chaos Knight. He is the Impale. Can Chaos Knight get in here in time? He can. The Axe effect kicking in. Gets the stun, but Illidan's like, you know what? We don't have enough damage. He just leaves Nyx Assassin
and unfortunately
to die.
He's sitting just in that was a little bit awkward. I think the idea was nice though, but unfortunately, Illidan, if he had been there from the beginning, maybe they get a goal. But I believe Vendetta was also just about to run out, so he kind of had to commit there.
Yeah. It just was fun. He's like, all right, I'll help you get the... I'm out of here, man. they're coming. Sorry. Yeah, no chance for Nyx at that point, so... Get a couple of kills, though, but you look at the state of the game and what's happened as a result of that, it's... Arc Warden continues to split push, and Vega Squadron just trying to simply push out on their side of the river. I mean, you look at Vision right now, both sides have really no vision to work with. There's really no wards. In fact, there's literally 0 wards down right now. 44 minutes in, that is rare.
Died while he was trying to ward aggressively, so that's a bit of a bummer for SFTe. But if you're Vega, I think you're fine with not. I mean, wards are a very delicate resource, right? There's only what 2 every 8 minutes or whatever. And if you can survive like a phase without wards, say if you survive like 2 minutes, 3 minutes without wards, suddenly you can overwhelm the opponents by having 4 wards at the same time. And sometimes it's also just a bit awkward as a support to find that vision. And I wouldn't be surprised if, as they push out the lanes, they suddenly start warding the enemy jungle. But as I say that, none of them actually have a ward with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not that bad for them, especially if they push out the waves. That's a little bit of vision for them anyway. And traditionally, it's not like SFTe has really been a threat. Right? It's not like, oh no, we've been ganked by the Nyx Assassin the 100th time. If anything, whenever the Nyx Assassin is attempting to gank, you kill him. So, yeah. If you're Vega Squadron, you really feel threatened by the lack of vision. And if you're SFTe, yeah, you don't have any vision, but at the same time, you're split pushing anyway. And, you're split pushing very safely anyway, with the Arc Warden Tempest double.
The Manta style, obviously illusions right there. Jeez. Tempest double into Manta style. Pretty ridiculous. Speaking of Arc Warden, he currently has a Bloodthorn queued up, but he has a Moonshard and obviously he's just ridiculous net worth right now. What is he replace with the Bloodthorn? Is this going to be like a swapping in and out kind of deal? Maybe the bots even? Maybe does he put that in for the bots and then swap in the bots when he needs a TP? Can he do that?
He could do that, certainly. On the Tempest double for sure. Could even look towards replacing the Mantis Style once he's already popped the illusion.
Dire are scanning.
There's a variety of options here. This might probably just take it because after you use the CP on the Tempest double, you're not going to need it.
Big pick. Mirana. Oh, the save though with the Echo and the Tidehunter coming in with a Ravage. Down goes CK. And Nick's Assassin is going to fall as well. It's the second time we've seen them try to jump Mirana. And this time it almost worked, but you're right. They lose the gem on top of that. And that's that counterplay again from Vega Squadron. So, nice couple of kills. Thompson wasn't able to make it there. He's instead pushing out the bottom lane with this Tempest.
I only now realize that this gem originally belonged to Vega in the first place. So they lost it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, Vega responding the correct way. You know, after getting this kill, they immediately push out the top wave together. But unfortunately for them, G isn't able to kill the illusions quickly, or the Tempest double and the illusions quickly enough. So they lose the tier 3 bottom and half of the HP on the range tracks. But I think this is definitely the time for Vega to push out and try and at least force the buyback here on the CK. They can't really just be more passive.
Yeah. Leading the way is Bane. The front lines. Yeah, we gotta start paying attention to level 25s as well. Obviously, Arc Warden's had this for a long time here, but they go the 30% lifesteal. Medusa, the 2-second Stone Gaze stun. Strong idea there. Again, hasn't used Stone Gaze for a while, but when he does, it'll be that much more powerful. Tempest double coming out here, but they're just gonna sleep it up. They even try to kill you? Well, I assume they have to. Yeah, there's a Stone Gaze stun with a Mystic Snake. Bane, you gotta be careful, man. You do not want to man fight that Tempest double. Before. Oh, they catch real Thompson. Thompson, he may end up falling right here. They're using everything, and they do get the kill. He does have a buyback, but they managed to catch him with the arrow. And they also get Clockwork, and now Vega Squadron is looking pretty good all of a sudden. Got a Rift pulling though on Tidehunter. They're just going to blow him up, it seems like. Ice Blast even coming through. Does not, or did he actually connect with the debuff, but he's going to be force tapped away and survives for now.
Should die with it's an Aghanim's ultimate, I believe. Yeah, he should die.
Okay.
Or as I say that, actually.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He is going to die in the end, but hell of a job to save him initially. 90 seconds though. He does not have a buyback, but again, that was a buyback on Arc Warden being used there. So.
Buyback on Arc Warden hurts a lot, especially since Thompson is playing pretty much. I wouldn't necessarily say perfect because he can always play better, but he's very well. He's been playing very well in Arc Warden. It's a bit of a bummer for him and a bit of a victory for Vega, but at the same time, I think if you're Vega, you're a little bit scared at how difficult it was to even get him and how much damage this Arc Warden Tempest double did. Like the Tempest double almost killed Bane. He didn't kill him, he missed uphill. If he doesn't miss uphill, he actually killed the Bane there. So this is going forward. It's not going to get easier. It's not going to be easier for them. And I wonder if Vega is actually going to commit to a push because they know there's no buyback, or if they're just going to sit back and wait for the next Aegis. I don't think they have the time to really wait for the Aegis, but I don't know. The way they've been playing to me suggests that they might just wait for the next Aegis.
Something to think about here.
The thing with the Bloodthorn is, especially since both of them already committed to an MKB, so the Bloodthorn kind of loses appeal.
True.
So if anything, it would probably be Daedalus, and then, but I do think that the Satanic would be the proper response here for G. It definitely needs more HP, and the Satanic could supply a lot of HP for him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Thompson just sneaks past the Bane right here, but he eventually gets slept, and so Bane is pretty good for that, where he can sleep these Tempest doubles that try to come in and go for a little backdoor play. That right there, the Phantasm Army top lane. Yeah. Rana, man, it's just one of those games where it's like, okay, these are just illusions, you know, I'm fine. And before you know it, you're just about dead. Ice Blast? Oh, just out of range.
If that Ice Blast hits, that could be close.
That would have been very close, yeah.
Probably still. Oh, it's only level 2 ultimate. Never mind. It's a level 3 ultimate. I think that might actually be the kill, but with a level 2 ultimate, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
She avoids it. And what did she just buy, actually? She split up the mask man. She keeps the quarterstaff, so it looks like butterfly.
That's fair enough. This awkward, of course, didn't have the MKB, went for the platform, which makes a lot of sense. But, of course, he's not going to be able to hit both the Mirana and the Medusa anyway, so I might as well just keep the platform.
Homing in.
Oh no! She forced to pop the BKB. That was so close. One more crit and maybe he gets the kill.
This the Tempest Devil, this hero, man. You can just freely sit in base while it sends out the Tempest Devil to push and almost kill the other team's core. The ranged Rax is actually going to fall right here. The Siege Creep is going to kill it. Unless G... not in time. So they get their first Rax now on top of that. It's just a ranged Rax, but here comes the Tempest Double again. Nyx Assassin's also here, so Mirana has to be very careful.
This could be huge.
Oh boy. She does have a buyback. They go in. There's a jump from Earthshaker, and they will just kill it off quickly. So
Shaker has a jump.
Yeah, not much time left.
He might have seen Pablo. Yeah, he definitely sees Pablo.
Illusion.
Or does? Well, yeah.
Yeah, they know he's over here. They're waiting to collapse on him. And oh, he goes the other direction. Spike Carapace, Pablo trying to make the jukes. Unfortunately, runs right back into Earthshaker. On the wrong side of the fissure, but I don't think he's going to get out of this one.
Oh, and he loses another jump. Oh, that hurts a lot. Yeah, that hurts a lot. Generally speaking, though, these deaths of Pablo aren't necessarily that big of a deal, really.
No.
He dies very far outside of his own base, and 3 heroes commit to this, so he's wasting a lot of their time. It just hurts if they're losing another jump in it.
The prize is mine.
Well, that net worth all of a sudden tops in on Arc Warden. He's not nearly as much of a lead as was before. Of course, as we've tapered off here into the late game, it's understandable, but the point is Medusa has Chaos Knight, by the way, top lane. He's dead. They catch him. G and Slayer come together, and they want more. They want blood on Ancient Apparition, and they'll get it. Yes, double kill. No buybacks on Nyx or the CK. CK's dead for 80 seconds here. Yeah.
The issue is that Vega don't know. And if they knew, of course, they would push high ground. 70 seconds with a CKA, so we'll take that. But since Roshan is up, they're just going to commit to the Roshan for now. And I mean, they still might push in with high ground with this Aegis, but I don't think they're going to force her to buyback with it. I believe this is going to be the second cheese as well.
Yeah, it's the third kill, so yeah.
Roshan has fallen to the
as well. He just picked up by Mirana. What did Arc Warden end up doing, by the way? He got rid of the Diffusal Blade. Okay. I wonder if he even used the Diffusal charges, because when I checked last time, he still had 8 charges on the Diffusal Blade. So it's just more for a damage tool than anything. But he replaces that with just the full Blood Thrower now instead. So again, there he has the Moon Shard. He could definitely feed Moon Shard to like the Chaos Knight here. Wouldn't be surprised if he does that next. That's on the list eventually. A longer game like this.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an issue going forward, because Thompson can't really get, much stronger at a certain stage of the game. Because, well, what are you going to do if you're 6-followed? Yeah, I guess you could do backpack shenanigans, but it's not, like, backpack shenanigans aren't even that effective on an Arc Warden, because it takes a lot of time, and the Tempest Double effectively can only really use 6 items. I don't know, this is going to be an issue for sure. And Vega, they have shown that they respond pretty well to this thus far, but I think this is going to come down to, can Vega get a pick up and push the high ground? Because if they just push the high ground as 5 just like this, they're going to get traded for sure, because their waves are getting pushed out constantly. So this is just going to be a difficult game.
Yeah, no, it's one of those that we could be in this one for a bit longer. Would not be surprised. Only 55 minutes in. Nyx again gets picked off, though. He's just, as you pointed out, I mean, him dying isn't necessarily the end of the world, but still, another find onto him. And they're gonna stop this Tempest Double middle lane, push it out here. So continuing to keep an eye on how, well, Mirana, she was low to something. getting back to base here, but she still has the Aegis. She has an Eye of Scotty now she's planning to work on here.
It's a great pickup, really.
It's
a great pickup. She definitely needs the stats. Look at her HP, only
1900, yeah. Arc Warden's getting a very late BKB, so I guess that's an item that he could pick up here still that and get value out of with the whole backpacking idea.
Yes.
He'll have that shortly. Again, does he have a buyback yet? Yes. His backup.
Catch us if you can.
Medusa, 6,400 gold.
Medusa, she's actually, oh, she already does have the Moon Shard.
Yeah.
There's still some ways to go about it. You know, there's also for her, of course, there's also a lot of backpack shenanigans she can do. On top lane.
Yeah. They saw Chaos Knight this whole time. That gem, so not as big of a deal, but still a kill on CK would be nice. Again, I don't think he would have a buyback here either. And they are eventually going to drop him, so now he's dead for 100 seconds. So it's going to continue to happen.
Could open up the base for them. Of course, Thompson already doing his best to get ways, but even there's only so much an Arc Warden can do, and it's difficult for him to like commit to a push just yet because the lack of vision doesn't really give them any information about where the opponents are right now. And yeah, I mean this is a Bane mid, but there could be a Mirana right next to him for all he knows. So it's gonna be difficult for Thompson to push out the waves. Really, I'm surprised that Nico is doing it bottom lane instead of the Arc Warden. Really.
Yeah, Nico actually has to be careful about that. Banner's coming in. Coming on the flank. Even hook shots into the creep wave right there. I mean, he has an ag, so purple up. But top lane, here we go. Echo Slam in the backlines, catches a couple, including Thompson right there. He 4 steps away, he's barely alive. He'll stay alive for now. No pain will finish him, and he has to buy back here. 120 seconds, he does. So does Ancient Apparition, who got picked off. Nyx Assassin sitting inside of that axe effect right here, but he's going to be stunned up now. It's hard to kill him, though. Maybe you want to go for objectives instead. They go for the tower. The Aegis is going to be popped. Tempest double up for Thompson here. He was not able to use that before, and now Mirana's in trouble. The Bloodthorn Silence, she's definitely dying to that. If anything, the burn would have killed her, but she goes down, and that's a 10-kill streak stopper as well. So Thompson, for what it's worth, gets plenty of bounty out of that. And they do eventually hold despite that great initiation. Having the buyback was obviously the key there for Arc Warden.
Yep. This was a great turnaround, but what an initiation from this Earthshaker. Damn. What an echo slam.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them though, if Nico was there, I think that fight looks completely different. Him not being there actually, I'm not sure he could have saved them. But with him being there, they might even get more kills, potentially even Medusa, because they definitely lacked a lot of like catch at a certain stage. So it really sucked. But at the same time, you also have to think about it this way: if Nico isn't bottom lane, the Tight Hunter is top lane as well, then because he doesn't have to defend bottom. And then with the Ravage, that might just be a completely different fight altogether as well. So in that sense, still a good fight for SFTe after hindsight, but of course, not having buyback on his also hurts a lot.
Tell you what, Bane's proven more and more to be high value in this later game too, against stopping the Tempest double, so he gets that one to wear off. BKB from Illidan. Fiend's Grip? No, it's not ready. So, there's the TP out. Lucky for him, that Fiend's Grip was not ready. But yeah, we've seen it now several times. And another example right there, Thompson went to send his Tempest double up to the top racks right here. He 4-staffed it in, but Bane just simply slept him. And then by the time the duration was over, the Tempest double basically died off a second later. There's only so long duration. So yeah, Bane really is proven to be a very effective hero against that idea, at least. So they have this window now of about 7 minutes or so. Of course, Arc Warden does not have the buyback, so their abilities are coming back up. And speaking of level 25s, continuing to go through that, the -2 second enchant totem cooldown on Earthshaker picked up. Jesus. AKB'd right there, so he's now down to 6 seconds. That was definitely an accident. You'll see that occasionally in later games where people are like swapping around items constantly from the backpack. You'll hear the BKB go off like that. It's like, oh, yeah, that's probably what happened. Just
Dire are scanning.
So much chaos going on. What did I say? Sandel, Medusa, the 2-second Stone Gaze, Mirana, the Split Arrow, of course, Bane, the 100 movement speed. Doing that, and then 20% cooldown reduction on Tide Hunter there.
Yeah, the movement speed is great, honestly. It just allows him to be pretty much anywhere he wants to be. And especially when you deal with this split push from the Arc Warden, you definitely need, They are moving speed to just go from lane to lane to lane. So it was actually pretty good talent.
Bottom lane, Earthshaker going in. Shadowblade. Not really anything to go in on though, as the whole team of SFTe is just really sitting in their base, minus Chaos Knight, who has the massive army up here of the Manta Style and Phantasm. Another 25 seconds or so for the Phantasm. Got the one extra spawn, and that is going to force the reaction out of Medusa. Who, by the way, does have the backpack, or the BKB inner backpack now. And also another 1500 gold saved up. So, again, we're really entering a phase where it's just so much ridiculous gold on either side.
Yeah, we're in this for the long run, really. This could, I mean, this could be over in say 5 minutes if just 1 mistake could really just end the game too much. But it could also be over right? It could also take another 20-30 minutes, really. As you can see, as you pointed out, Medusa can't really commit to these pushes if there's a CK literally knocking on your door, and similarly, Thompson is keeping the mid lane pushed out as well, making it difficult for them to push out the mid wave, and it's just overall very difficult for Vega to commit to a push. I think they have to play it patiently at this stage, and they have been already for this thus far. They've been playing very patiently, but they just need to be a little bit more patient. Get the next Roshan, wait for a pickoff, and then pretty much do what you did last time when you forced out the Byron from Arc Warden.
Love seeing the Arc Warden use the Helm of the Dominator now, and we're seeing those shenanigans. But that was a good job by Bane. He saw the Satyr creep that he took over, and he killed it off as soon as possible. So I'm sure Arc Warden's going to try to use that to position in spots to TP into and make some clever plays. But this first one getting killed off, at least top lane. Clockwork, Fiend's Grip. There's Mirana porting with the bots level 2, and that should be an easy kill on Clockwork. He has the buyback, but he's dead for 85. And they're going to keep going top lane, but the Chaos Knight doing a good job of splitting the creep wave up back here and try to go up against the back door. And yeah, there's no way he's killing that. There, top lane. Oh, that's a Tempest double. They kill it. These bubbles though, man. It's going to be so frustrating. Finally, almost have a tier 3 tower kill in there. They're going to get it here, but it takes forever. Nice blast also coming in. They're going to go for some TPs out. Bottom lane, maybe catch the Chaos Knight. That's what they're going for. Ravage hits him. TP in from Mirana now. Once again, taking advantage of the bots level 2 because they have a stopper. They do not. As the BKB TP is successful. So, nice distraction from Chaos Knight there once again. Gets Vega Squadron to react as a team here. Roshan's up in 25.
This is a very nerve-wracking game. I mean, it's already nerve-wracking to watch, but I can only imagine how it feels like playing it. You really don't want to commit to a push, because if you commit to something like the 5-man push just now, you're and then waste all the time that you spent thus far. Okay, it's gonna be a kill.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Oh, that Glimmer Cape value coming into play, and again TPing in. Echo Slam wasn't really the prettiest right there. It does hit Pablo a little bit, but they are going to get Illidan in the end. Again, he's dead for 100 now. He will have a buyback, but nice response there. So, in these longer games, the thought of Divine Rapier comes to mind. Is that something that either of these teams you think could benefit from, or would it just be too risky in this game?
It's going to work on Medusa for sure, but I think it's too risky because both sides have so much kill potential on either hero, really. If anything, I guess Arc Warden could. No, it doesn't work on the Tempest double anymore. I don't know. It's not really an item you want to pick up just yet. I don't think. I think the longer the game goes, for sure you're gonna think about it, because at the end of the day, Divine Rapier can make a difference. But again, both teams have so much kill potential on any target. So yeah, maybe tanky, but you can always kill it. Really.
Your metal jacket saved you
I don't
faster than one
know.
of the ships.
It might be something to think about, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes down the line, if they don't really see any progress. But I think for now, if they just play the way they've been playing so far, they should be able to get advantage.
That Curry going down, nothing on it though, so huge deal there. What did I see? Oh yeah, Scythe picked up on Tidehunter, so even the Tidehunter's really damn farmed right here. So that coming to play. they got the successful kill.
Going with the scythe instead of the refresh orb, which he had queued up earlier, which I very much agree with. They just need more ways of dealing with the Tempest double. You pointed out how the Bane is already a good counter trick because of the Nightmare, but having a sleep on top of it just makes it very difficult for our Gordon to really apply pressure onto the racks. He hasn't really touched any of the racks in the past, what, 10 minutes almost?
It's been a while. Chaos Knight top lane. They're gonna catch up to him. Echo Slam, the arrow on top. Attacks, the Fiend's Grip to secure it. Same story. He's dead, but he has a buyback. Saying that often here lately. They're gonna kill the Shrine and maybe do Roshan here.
Get them a free Rosh. I don't think SFTe are gonna buy back and contest it. They wouldn't make it on time anyway. This sucks a little bit for them.
Yes.
Really, giving away Roshan like that. This is one of those kills that really hurt because he didn't really accomplish anything. He died pretty much very close to his own base, also very close to Roshan. So Vega didn't even waste a lot of, or he didn't waste a lot of time on Vega's side anyway.
Roshan has fallen.
This is something that SFTe cannot afford to happen, having pretty much useless kills like, or useless deaths like that, or stupid deaths like that happen.
Yeah. Look where I'm pinging, by the way. They smoked a siege creep way up here, just behind the tree. And there's no pings coming up for Vegas. They definitely do not see it. Arc Warden. That's a nice double again. Gonna kill that off there, but so some kind of nifty play is gonna be happening here in the near future, or at least that'll be the plan, pending Vegas somehow scouting that out. But again, I don't believe they saw it. As no reaction really happened. This is pretty much classic way of dealing with games like these, when you don't know how to really breach high ground, when you don't know how to take action. Oh, are they really going? Or the Divine Rapier on Medusa. There's a Ravage. They're gonna get Clockwork. It looks like Nyx Assassin in the burrow, trying to keep him at bay. He's good for that. However, the melee racks is starting to fall. Arc Warden sends some illusions spot him. Not fighting this though. Medusa just sitting up front. Doesn't even have the axe currently in his inventory. He has that in his backpack. Really slow as well because the boots aren't there. Oh, the Lincoln Spear popped out with the Reality Rift. There's the Phantasm Army. They're going for it. The Stone Gate's going to be used though. The Echo Slam. Chaos Knight's in trouble. He will fall. He buys back immediately in the back lines. The bubbles up. But Genius leaps right in. Says, let's fight, bitches. Thompson. He's going to stay alive for the time being though. And the Chaos Knight Army in the back lines is going to pick up an Earthshaker. They do take out the Aegis as well. On to Mirana. Down goes Medusa. The Divine Rapier drops on the ground. And did Chaos Knight get it? He sure did. They pick off Mirana. Uh-oh. There's the thing going. The Divine Rapier, bottom lane, the racks. Taking some pressure. Medusa buys back immediately, though. And will start to push it out.
Well, this is why I wasn't a fan of the Divine Rapier pickup in the first place. Yeah, you get racks out of it, but at the same time, it's so easy for both sides to kill pretty much the cores on either side as well. I think this was just the... I mean, at the same time, you could even argue that the Lohodeds could have played it safer as well. He could have, maybe retreated a little bit and not be in the position he was. But as a Medusa, with the Divine Rapier, you're gonna try and hit the racks. I mean, that's the whole purpose of purchasing it in the first place. And I think SFTe just, played it well. They knew, alright, this does the Divine Rapier, just sell the Medusa and was Gucci. Yeah, they invest a lot of buybacks into it. What was it, like 2 buybacks? 3 buybacks? 2 buybacks.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Go top lane. So you put on the Tempest double once again. Pablo jumps in, Lotus Orb on him. He's in that burrow, gonna 4-step backwards. Medusa. Bloodthorns put out the pullback in. If they kill Medusa, that would be a dieback. Chaos Bolt hits. That Divine Rapier Chaos Knight. He's going to be locked down by the Fiend's Grip, though. The Ravage comes out in return, and now Chaos Knight's in trouble. He's overcommitted. That's going to be a Divine Rapier back on the ground and trade it right back to them. So you have a Divine Rapier, guys. You cannot go YOLO like that. I mean, he went for the big play, and it did not pay off, though. And he gives it right back. Oh, they're going to kill the range tracks, though, middle. Tempest double. It's not going to get the middle, though. We'll be able to stop it there. So who got the Divine? Mirana got it. No, wait, what?
It's still on the ground. It's still on the ground. All right.
Oh, they're just keeping it there. I wonder if that's... I was going to say, maybe they'll just leave it as a, like, you know what, that was a mistake.
No. I'll give it back to Medusa.
Give it to Earthshaker.
See, this is also one of the reasons why I thought no side should get the Rapier, really, because both sides are going to lose it. And I wouldn't be surprised
Dire's
if
bottom barracks
Dusa
are under
is going to lose
attack.
it again. At the same time, though, Dusa did get 2 racks out of
Dire's
it
bottom
with
barracks has fallen.
the rapier. So as I say, that Thompson is just going to get 2 racks for free anyway. Is he?
Oh wow,
So
yeah, he's in the base. You're right.
So close.
You got the bottom one
So
already,
close.
and almost got the second melee racks. Well, the biggest difference is though is, well, that's a find on who is that? That would be the Nyx assassin again. And yep, he's dead. 90 seconds. Gem drops as well again.
Third gem?
It's probably like 20 gems. Yeah. It's been a lot of those.
Actually, no, it might just still be the second one. Well,
Alright, gonna try to use the Divine once again, but again, Medusa does not have a buyback this time. Where Arcorden does.
CK doesn't have a buyback either, though. But it looks like Vega are gonna be discouraged from just that one buyback from the next assassin. Again, this could, you know, I keep saying it, but this could end in 2 minutes. This could take another 30. This is such a wild ride right now.
Yeah, we're only 71 minutes in, so why not? Why not much longer? I feel like Vega Squadron has that history. Something about this team that they play longer matches. Oh my, middle end again. Not even through back door, it's stealing plenty, but... and they're gonna kill the siege. Like, something's here. All right, they find the siege creep. Yeah, it's getting pretty obvious that they had something in there.
I mean, it already paid off. They got a range racks out of it, melee racks out of it, bottom lane. At the same time, if you're Vega, you're not really too concerned with one lane racks because you have a lot of heroes to deal with these waves. But it does hurt them a little bit because it keeps their waves pushed in, and when they want to go high ground, they want to have the waves pushed out, obviously. So going forward, I don't know. It's really difficult to say who has the advantage in this game. I mean, the net worth graph, yeah, sure, it's what 6K in favor of Vega. It doesn't really matter.
Net worth doesn't matter at this point.
Net worth experience doesn't really matter at this stage of the game, really.
The only hero's not level 25 is Ancient Apparition, so that's a little bit of something. Where he doesn't have his
which is quite impressive, to be honest. 72 minutes with a Midas for like the past what 50 minutes or 30 minutes at least. It's quite impressive not to be level 25, but it's also difficult. He's been trying to play it very safe. He didn't really want to get caught out of position because that's sort of the Nyx assassin's job, you know, scouting and if anything tanking a gank. But at the same time, actually, kind of chilling touch damage could make quite the difference in the team fight. That's a lot of damage. Or even 4 charges to 14.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of damage, but then this 100. I think you would go that honestly. The cold feet is it's like nice utility, but
then again, it's the way of canceling the Lincoln. You can just use 2 multi charges.
True. Who knows? We'll see once. We'll see if he eventually gets it here. But another Roshan perhaps is going to be waiting. I mean, they're checking it, but they're way too early. It's not going to be spawning for a while here. At least probably around 2.5, 3 minutes. So Medusa will port top lane. Medusa has 10,000 gold. So you're at a point now, and I know it's not on heroes like Earthshaker and Titaner. They're not getting a lot of value out of it, but why not just buy a Moon Shard for your Earthshaker, right? Like, rather than sitting on 11,000 gold, what is that really going to do for you?
I think at this stage of the game, you're thinking more so about pocket rapiers more so than buying additional moon shards. Technically speaking, you're right. I mean, 11k gold in your bank isn't really going to do anything, but if you buy like a rapier and have it just sitting in base in case you buy an easy rapier, it's worth more than just having a moon shard with either of these 2 and I wouldn't be surprised if you buy these 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, he has like a 9k circle. Please. Oh, then spend your money.
Yeah. What is that? That's a Helm of the Dominator on Nyx Assassin now too, so he even has his own. I guess our Warden just sold his. He's like, I'm done with this toy. Gets rid of it.
Regeneration.
I was also thinking the same thing though for this Radiant side. In fact, what did Arcorden bought something? What did he buy? Did he give a Moon Shard to somebody? No.
Might have been his, yeah, it's his Ice-Study.
Oh, is that coming? Oh, yeah, okay, so he's gonna have an Ice Scotty now. There you go.
This is, right? I'm surprised that he actually held on to buying it this late. such a good item for him. You know, it's gonna make it much easier to kite around the enemies, and it increases his killing potential a lot. I think the Manta style sort of lost its value at this stage of the game. Yeah, it's still nice to push with, and you can, you know, technically swap it in and out. But the Scotty's just consistently more damage, consistently more teamfight potential as well.
I was thinking too on the line of the moon shards here. I mean, Chaos Knight actually still does not have a moon shard. As he finishes his AC, which is great, but that's what I was thinking with Arc Warden, where spend maybe gold to get him one. But going the Eye of Scotty first, obviously he has other ideas in mind for himself at this point still. But something else to look forward to, I guess. We're now 75 minutes in. Talking about moon shards and other heroes. That's where the topic's gone now.
Yeah.
What else do you really talk about in a game like this? Earthshaker has a... Oh no, I thought he was going for a Daedalus. That wasn't him. No, that was actually Piranha. She's going back to that now. We mentioned that earlier.
Yep, might just drop the BKB for it at some point. This is gonna be... that Nikon?
Ooh. Grip. Yeah, that should be a kill. Ice Blast is gonna hit multiple heroes, but... Fine there, and he's dead for 110, no buyback. Roshan's up in a couple seconds, 10 seconds.
And they know it as well, that there's no buyback in the Falker. They force it out. This is rough. Giving away the Aegis again, and what, the third cheese at this stage? Did they actually use the first two cheeses? I guess they did.
I think I saw Earthshaker maybe sell the cheese even. I saw something funky at the shop, so I don't know what was going on, but...
Either way, giving away the Aegis and the cheese like that isn't really great for SFT. It's not great at all. You could argue, yeah, the Dusa has to put an item away for either item, so maybe it actually tends to hurt her, especially since she does have her second rapier now. But dropping down the boots for an Aegis isn't that big of an issue. Oh, I think they just missed the Roshan spawn, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did too. I was just about to mention that. It's like, no, he's not spawning yet, and they just will walk out right as it spawns. Unfortunate
for them. If they had known this, they would be able to take Roshan now, and they would have it uncontested. I don't think SFT will contest it, even though they should. But I think they might just, go for base trades if they do see Vega go for the Roshan. Well, as I say that, they don't have great vision around the map, so they don't really see a Roshan attempt anytime soon anyway.
Medusa pushing out the middle lane now. We'll see when they check Roshan again. Again, the vision, as far as that's concerned, really nothing for the Radiant side. Darasan has a little bit of aggressive vision here. Top part, you got the Tempest double. Wow, he's even going to force a BKB out. Medusa here.
I wonder why he didn't just Nightmare her.
That's a good point, actually. He's been doing that, so... Maybe they thought that was a real one for some reason. Maybe they thought that huge fight was coming out. Yeah, that just seemed like a odd reaction on their part.
Well, I mean, it might have been a cooldown. I wouldn't know why he would have used the Nightmare before that, but... No, this is surprising. But, as I said, Vega is going to get this Roshan uncontested. SFT is not going to look contested. They don't have any vision to support a contest either.
Roshan has fallen to the...
Earthshaker, the Bane, he saves him initially, but now he drops the gem. He's going to give it back. That's been a game of back and forth. Nyx now has 2 gems himself. Both actually were purchased by Vega in this case. Aegis Cell picked up on Medusa. He currently has a Butterfly, Manta Style, and Axe in his backpack. Most Medusas would love to have that in general in their inventory. He's just sitting with that in his bow. Now he's
double rapier action now, though.
The prize is mine.
All right, it's just now, are they going to use it? Last time they kind of went YOLO-ish and just charged right in, and buybacks, I gotta think everyone really has one. All the important heroes do, at least. At this point. Look at this, though. SFTe is moving out. They haven't done this for a while. I feel like they're maybe getting tired here. Like, let's try something.
And they know that Dusa has a double rapier. If they kill her now.
Oh my gosh, don't tell me they're gonna get Medusa. There we go. Oh, the hook shot hit the creeps! No, the angle isn't there. Here comes a Ravage counterplay and going for the turn kills. Aloha Dance is getting very low, though. He will fall. The Aegis popped. And they still have to make it through that. Now Clockwork goes down. Pablo sitting inside that axe effect. They will go tight on her. But now the Ryu, he's back up, and the Stone Gaze is popped. Illidan trying to run away. Does he have a Mystic Snake? He does, but out of range. Nyx Assassin staying alive the whole time, but that's a distraction because meanwhile Thompson, he's going for the middle and vulnerability though stops that, but he turns attention to Marana. That's Bane, excuse me. Bane does survive. Thompson himself, he's getting very low. The Ryu on top of the E-Blade saves him actually. And now Medusa is dropping low. He's dead. That's a double Divine Rapier on the ground. Oh no. Okay, they're not going to be able to get it as Nyx Assassin has to get away, but buyback's coming out. That E-Blade, you're right. From Ancient Apparition.
I'm not. I think Argon would have died without that E-Blade for sure.
Oh yeah.
Big shout, by the way, to the Bane in keeping the Rax alive. That melee Rax in the mid should have died, but he kept Arc Warden busy. He even canceled the TP from the Arc Warden as well with his ultimate, making sure to keep him in place. Yeah, sure he dies for it, but it's very well worth it keeping that Rax alive. What a crazy fight, really. If that hookshot connects, Dusa might even die earlier and potentially dies twice. But because the hookshot doesn't connect on the Dusa, they get, you know, they take their time to kill her, and it allows Vega to respond. Overall, just very crazy. And I love this movement from SFTe, applying the pressure here and almost forcing Vega to make mistakes as well.
Yeah. Right? Like, it's the first time we've seen them do that in a very long time. Really, this whole game, frankly, kind of move out like that. And it almost worked out. Now, great defense ultimate of Vega Squadron, but it does show you that SFTe definitely still has a lot of firepower. And this, by all means, is still going to go either way at this point. I mean, buyback situation now, you have no buybacks across the board on the dire side. Especially on Marana and Medusa, of course, the big ones. They're on a timer here. Whereas Arc Warden does currently have a buyback. And that's something, if I'm SFTe, I would... I almost want to say I would try that play again, right? Like, it worked out so well, and now you have the buyback advantage. Like, why not try for a play like that? Especially without the gate. They did that into an Aegis and a buyback, and it still worked out for them.
The thing is, it only really worked out because the Dusa was caught out of position. She was pretty much by herself farming in the jungle, and because it worked the last time, it's unlikely to work another time because Illustrious is going to be much more aware of it, especially since he doesn't have the Aegis anymore. So she's going to be much more careful. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the supports is just always going to sit right behind her, making sure that if there is somebody jumping her, there's some sort of response immediately. So, yeah, it worked nicely for sure, but I think SFTe need a different approach now. Or maybe attack from a different angle. Try and, you know, but maybe not the Dusa, maybe the Marana first.
Sure. Just try something else. 81 minutes in, you gotta try it all. Feels like an SFTe trying to make it a play right there. Again, got plenty out of it, but they were not able to get really the objective necessarily of the base. So Vega Squadron can continue to turtle it out. Slowly push out Medusa. You can tell how scared she is now, though. It's like she barely peeks out of the base and then just immediately runs back in. As soon as he kills a couple of creeps, so killing off the illusions. But there you go. Kills a creep and runs back. Has a Lincoln's currently in the stash, sitting on 10,000 gold. I mean, Daedalus in the backpack of Marana, by the way. So he has that to swap in. If they get involved in a fight, Thompson has a double. Going to be killed out pretty quickly, so continues to be a case now. Well, really now it's, you see SFTe, they're getting a lot more comfortable. They're all of a sudden realizing that Vega Squadron's on their back foot, and they're now slowly pushing up as a team. And it's just how this game has shifted here in these last 20 minutes of what was the opposite, where Vega Squadron was controlling the map and pushing into the base constantly. And now it's SFTe's turn.
Smoked up now as well. I like this. They're sick. They just don't want to have this game go on any further. Well, it's difficult, really. This might just be a Hail Mary play as well. Though they do know that Vega don't have buybacks. They use pretty much all their buybacks in the last engagement.
They knew Illidan was there the whole time, and now he jumps. That was a really late jump, but Illidan is in trouble. Pops the Manta Style, the Phantasm. It was used earlier, actually. So G is running him down, but it's not enough damage. The BKB helps him get away. See the Centaur cancel the Stomp a couple times. But a bit of a distraction right there. That meanwhile, the top lane, they were kind of pushing in, but it's also held, so ultimately no kills come of that. CK would not have had a buyback either. He would have been dead for 3.5 minutes, but... Or 3.5 minutes before the buyback, I should say. But he stays alive, he ports back. He's going to regen as a result. The Vega Squadron continues to hold again at their base. Win chart situation. It's still the same. Does Chaos not even have one yet? Okay, Chaos and has one. Nah, whether he bought that or Arc and gave it to him, who knows? But
I wonder.
He actually.
I wonder what SFTe is going to do from here on out. I mean, they smoked up just now, and at the end of the day, they didn't commit to that smoke. It looked like they wanted to smoke up and try to close the fight, but then they didn't commit to it. So I wonder if they're just going to wait for the next Roshan, because the way the game has developed now is that SFTe is pushing out every wave and keeping Vega inside their own base. So this does give them the opportunity to take the next Roshan potentially. But at the same time, Vega is a team that can contest the Roshan.
Spoil that
because,
shot.
you know, they have a kind of their Urships. They're completely different than SFTe earlier was. So I don't know. I wonder if SFTe is really just waiting for the Roshan with the Aegis, because if they do have that, I wouldn't be surprised if Topsy just goes to ham. You know, double Arc Warden.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we're at a point now, 2 minutes remaining before the buybacks are up. So SFTe doesn't look like they're gonna really be able to make the most of those lacking of buybacks here.
Rock it on!
And Roshan, 20 more seconds before he can spawn. We'll see what we're looking at after the fact. But slowly controlling that area. And Nyx Assassin just continues to push up that top lane. Make sure to keep them in their base. Ancient Apparition also spamming that Ice Blast, of course, another good tool.
AA has...
By the way, who's level 25?
Yeah, he's level 25, and he did go for the 4 charges full feed. Again, it's a nice way of triggering the Lincolns, and it's just a good way of harassing opponents in a team fight. Because the cold feet forces enemies to not stay in place, right, and forces them to run around in weird directions. It punishes them for maybe not paying attention to certain areas, to certain abilities, so it could very well prove to be the difference maker in a team fight, who knows?
You're mentioning Lincolns, but to be honest, Medusa sold hers a while ago. Marana doesn't even have one, so yeah.
Actually, no,
it's not even necessarily there.
And we have third rate.
Oh, yeah, you're right, okay. Why not get a third one? Here we go. Let's get number 3.
I think this is going to be a pocket rapier. I don't think he's going to have 3 rapiers on the hero.
Okay. So just have it for safety. Yeah, he puts it in the stash. That's a rapier and a Lincoln's. Those will be the replacement items if he happens to die here. Alright, that's something.
Our Roshan's up now, so SFTe are going to try and get this one.
Octa-Ring Core on each network. 4
Roshans have been taken, and it's going to be the first one for SFTe.
Aegis. Yeah, give it the Clockwork. Why not? Pick it up on him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Giving it to Clockwork over, because it's obviously they're so loaded with items, but maybe they could have given it to the Chaos Knight, like he could have swapped out the BKB if anything, or I don't know.
I think the Chaos Knight isn't a great Aegis carrier. If his illusions die before he respawns, he's pretty much useless anyway. If anything, Arc Warden probably, but like you said, he's loaded with items, which he pretty much needs all of them. With this, Nika can play a little bit more aggressively. He doesn't have to care about whether he dies early or not. As the initiator or the main initiator anyway. It's going to be important for him to be able to play like that.
Interesting move here from Vega. Illidan goes in. He's filling balls of the year. Bane, Member Cape though, we'll save him for now. The arrow's going out. It actually one did hit Nyx Assassin. Ravage is ready. He's going to follow up with the Ravage. Catches a couple of heroes off to the side. Clockwork's dealing with that Bane. But Nyx Assassin, he is sheeped up currently. Can he maybe get the Ags up? The Impale goes up. It's not going to be enough, though. He will eventually fall to Starstorm. Too much. So he's dead for 110. But you see, again, Arc Warden trying to be crafty right here. The real one's falling back. Tidehunter's trying to run after him, but cannot commit far enough. So he'll be fine. So, again, a big clash only results in the 1 hero kill. Seeing that a lot here.
But they almost lose the mid-meter round.
Oh, this is real Arc Warden. Wow. That happened. But he BKB, so.
What? That was his 10-second BKB charge. It's crazy that he's had the BKB for, what, 30 minutes?
88-minute, 10-second BKB charge.
Anyway, bit of a...
Invisibility.
I think a bit of a misplay on SFTe side. The Nyx is also just wasn't in a good position. Otherwise, if they have the gem though, they kill the Bane and they potentially kill the Earthshaker as well. But he was caught out, of course, with the arrow, and even before that, he just wasn't really in a good position, which sort of sucks because, or which is sort of a result of his item choice. He went with a Force Staff and no blink there. It's not necessarily a bad item build by any means, but of course it does limit his mobility.
Earthshaker scouting out a little bit further than anyone's gone before on his team, or in a long time at least. He has an Invisor to help with that. I don't know if he's going to really find anyone, though. Okay, now he needs to be careful. He pops the Shadow Blade as they're coming in. They're poured in actually on top of him. Chaos Knight is the target. The follow-up damage is there, and he's dead for 120. And obviously has a buyback, but that's exactly what they were looking for. The bot's level 2, allowing for the massive gank. As somebody was porting in. Oh, never mind, they ported out. Centaur at the bottom lane, being controlled by Nyx Assassin. They got that as a tool to get in there.
Out of my way!
Ooh, smoke play from Vega. Now they're moving out a little bit. You look at Thompson though, he ports the Tempest Double, but it's seen by Medusa. So probably not going to get much out of this. Although, some decent damage to that, but yeah, and anytime they slightly move out, Arc Warden seems like he's there to bring them right back.
Oh no, Pablo. Getting caught out again.
Yep, he is probably dead here. There you go. Assassin does have a buyback. Kills though, so currently 2 players dead on SFTe East side. But again, can Vega really do anything with it? It just seems to be the theme. The only time they really pushed into the base was when they basically just made a decision to, like, group as 5 and let's go. It seems like that's been the case for both sides. When they've grouped as 5 and basically just ran at them, that's when they've gotten to, you know, most of their objectives here. So maybe that's the play. And Vega Squadron almost seems like they're doing that. At the same time,
they also traded quite heavily for it. They died on what the bottom and the Titan and whatnot. They had to buy back on the bottom as well, so it was a pretty costly trade for them. So as you, I mean, with Double Rapier, for sure they get these 2 racks, right? But they should anyway.
Goodness. Ice Blast and Tempest Double is a little bit too strong. Medusa's not the like, he's below half-life. Yeah, he can't really go anymore. Like, he has to fall back. So much for that.
I guess they forced on the buyback.
Yeah, on Nyx. Sure. Positives here for Vega Squadron.
It's not an easy
Find him again.
It's not an easy game for them.
It's no. I understand that the state of the game. Yeah, no. It's like they understand that I'm sure that they're not excited that they're playing an hour-and-a-half match so far.
They really are.
But they're competitive people. You know, and even this is the thing we've talked about on the side of SFTe. Like literally, this match doesn't matter for them as far as this event is concerned. Yet they're still grinding it out in a 90-minute match. That's why I find it always funny when people suggest, like, oh, they're not going to try, you know. People are competitive, man. If you're playing Dota 2 at this high of a level, you want to win. There could literally be nothing on the line, as is the case here for SFTe, and they're doing everything they can to win and not lose this game. Like, and we're seeing another example of it. So, again, I understand what their mentality of that they have, but, man, this can just continue to go on for a long time, it seems like. We're already an hour-and-a-half into it at this rate. It's like, who's going to blink first?
Yeah, and at a certain stage of the game, like, I wouldn't be surprised if one team just sort of snaps, you know? It's, yeah, both teams are supposed to kind of decently up into this. Oh, let's see a fight there.
Nyx, remember, that's a dieback. They catch him. That's play going to save him a little bit. He'll survive for now. The Ravage, the second Ravage even comes out. The Echo Slam, and they get 2, including that Nyx Assassin. So Chaos Knight is going to be stoned up. Meanwhile, they got to deal with Arc Warden back in the base side. It's a real Arc Warden, by the way. He's beating down the melee racks. It looks like he may finally get in the middle lane, but now is he in trouble as they're responding to him. Bane is here. Does not have Fiend's Grip. Has a Nightmare. Going to activate that right there with the Scythe. Going to set up. Illidan's coming over. Doing what they can, but the Hurricane Pike's away, and now Thompson turning, puts the bubble down, and that's plenty of right click coming out. Afterlife's feeling it, he goes down. Bane dead, as well as Tidehunter with no buyback. Buyback on Medusa coming out to defend right here. So the melee rack's middle going down. Now, do they go more? I mean, it's 4 versus 3
Yeah, double rapier.
point. Yes, they do. That would be a dieback. Onto the Medusa right there. Illidan has one of those rapiers. He gets the kill, and that might just do it. SFTe maybe just broke through as they're going for top melee. That will be mega creeps. And with Medusa staying dead for 2 minutes, I know they don't want to call it GG after all of this game, but they'll just finish it the old-fashioned way.
What is this?
Yeah, GG's called. I don't know, what a game from SFTe, really. They had such a bad start, really. The C game got absolutely trashed on the lane, even though they, obviously to that try lane. Tree just like a minute in.
5 seconds remain. Ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds Radiant remaining. Team ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go, game number 2 of the series now. SFTe up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Obviously, this is a case of game number 1. Hour-and-a-half long match itself. On top of that, with the draft and even a little bit of pause in between, essentially was a 2 number 1. So, and not only say that, not to sound like a match overall, definitely had its points, but I kind of only imagine also for the players here. You know, playing a match like that, grinding it out, and knowing now, especially if you're Vega Squadron, you lost that match. Now you have to bounce back and try to come back here in what is game number 2. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Skim. Skim, how do you think Vega Squadron's feeling right now?
It's tough. After such a game, you always feel a little bit down, you know, you feel a little bit on edge potentially even, but they also have a coach with them, Kips, you know, former TNC, former Fnatic coach. I believe she's even there in person in Russia right now. I'm not sure if all 5 players are actually at the boot camp, but I think only 4 of them are there. Either way, having a coach there, you know, talking you through this and potentially calming you down, reminding you that there's a lot of things that they did right and a lot of things that they can build on in this match as well, I think should help. But yeah, if you lose a game like this, you're always going to kick yourself in the butt, you know, especially, I mean, we both highlighted there could have been a time when there were Vega, could have been 5 men before that Artwarden came online, so
Radiant team
there definitely is some sort of, well, if only we had, you know, sort of thinking going on, but hopefully Vega can focus their attention to this game. And this game, though, even if it is a new one, the draft looks very similar.
Just about to say the same. The only difference so far is that Chaos Knight instead of Ancient Apparition with the 2nd pick. So if I'm Vega Squadron, I would not be surprised to see AA banned here. They also banned. See that I also understand completely. They take out the Arc Warden right away, and again, even the AA here would not be surprised by it. But yeah, Arc Warden, they're like, okay, we're not going to let them get that again. Let's not deal with that here. You talked about the Broodmother ban last game as well. I wonder if that's also going to be an option for them they're thinking about here.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Arc Warden, I get the reaction coming out from Vega Squadron.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, for sure. So as it's one of those things where if you in a best of 3 especially, you know, if you lose to sort of like a cheese pick, I'm not saying the Arc Warden is a cheese pick by any means, but it's a bit of an unusual pick, right? If you lose to one of those heroes, it tends to draw itself into the rest of the best of 3, where you'll see the team who lost against advantage all the time, which is why, you know, sometimes in the best of 3 teams will start off in the first game with something like a Broodmother Meepo, just to sort of well, force the enemy, you know, if you do win, it forces the enemy to sort of incorporate it into their draft because they feel that much more intimidated by it. So Arc Warden already get banned out.
10 seconds remaining.
SFTe, obviously, they have a lot of heroes and a lot of strategies under their belt, so Arc Warden by any means is not really a necessary part of their execution.
Radiant team pick.
Monkey King.
A bit of Monkey King, core Monkey King in this event especially too. Wonder how they're going to run it here. I assume Aloha Dance going to be playing it.
It's very likely, yeah. It's very likely going to be a core Monkey King. for Monkey King just makes a lot of sense in this
5
day and age.
seconds remaining.
We've seen some roaming Monkey Kings in Asia, but most of the time you definitely want to have it as a core. It can be a carry for sure, but a lot of times even it's played as an offlaner to contest the enemy safely in farm, because with his long range, or with his long attack range, Monkey King can contest farm quite easily, especially against melee cores. So we'll see how they're gonna run it. I honestly love this opener from Vega with the Shaker Bane. I did highlight before that, yeah, it's a bit unusual and it does leave you open to certain bans, but at the same time, if you have cores like Vega does, where you feel comfortable playing so many different heroes and carries, I don't think it's really a disadvantage at all. So this is pretty nice. I wonder if Vega go back for the Mirana. It's something they like comboing up with this duo just because it adds remaining. So much burst damage, of course, and they have a lot of combo potential. They have a lot of pickup potential.
5 seconds remaining.
I wonder if this is maybe one of their picks.
Yeah, no, Mirana would not be surprised at all to see. Again, G played it very well and definitely was a great hero even last game. But you can't look at the last game with results and be like, oh, well, we got to stay away from that strategy now. I mean, clearly by the Earthshaker Bane, that they're not doing that. But yeah, going off of that idea, I think Mirana here would most certainly be a pretty strong pick for them. So I've been making a point how SFTe, again, essentially playing for really just pride here. Like, they've already lost the first 2 series, so no matter what happens here, even with a win, they're still going to be too far behind. Only the top 2 of the 4 teams advance on. Right now, that's looking to be Empire. Vega Squadron is looking to, as far as this. Nothing. So they're putting a lot of thought into this 4th pick, though.
Yeah,
being used.
It's not an easy pick for sure. It kind of gives. This is going to set the direction of the game, really, because that's why they're very flexible with how they want to run it. They could go aggressive, they could go just very safe defensive tri lane. Is the Monkey King going to be the carry, or is it going to be the offlaner? But whatever they're going to pick next is very likely just going to determine the direction of the game. And in most cases, I do think you want to keep the mid pick as last. And indeed, it does seem as if they're going to keep the mid for last yet again. So this is going to be again a Medusa. The core, most likely carry, most likely. They could technically run Medusa mid and have the Monkey King as a carry, but I believe having the Monkey King as an offlaner and then have Medusa as the carry makes much more sense.
Really? So Monkey King in the offlane. They're more of like an aggressive lane, perhaps, with maybe the Bane support, or
perhaps it depends really on how the lane configuration aligns itself. You know, if SFT go aggressive themselves, yeah, then you can have the Monkey King by himself, potentially 1v1 versus whoever he's going to face. It really depends on how the lanes are going to work out overall. But the offlane Monkey King, you know, it's great. It's great that you can contest the farm, you can harass the enemy offlaner, you can definitely trade hits with supports as well. So it's not a bad pick by any means, or it's not a bad sort of like offlaner by any means. We've seen it a couple of times in NA. Moo has played it a couple of times. I believe Zai as well. And in this team as well. What's it called? Oh wait, they're playing with the standard.
Who's that?
I was about to say Afterlife usually also plays a very good Monkey King offlaner, but they're playing with Valkyrie now standard.
That's a good point.
I
just picking up on that.
I take it that Vega aren't all at the bootcamp just yet, or maybe they're on their way to. But either way, this is a stand-in.
Yeah, Afterlife's just like, I'm done. I cannot do that again. Yeah. 2-hour match there. So yeah, that's actually worth pointing out. But Skywrath Mage going to be the 4th pick from SFT. We saw Skywrath Mage yesterday in our coverage. I don't think it was from them. I think it was from a different team, but actually it might have been from them because we did watch them yesterday. Maybe support Skywrath Mage. He's great harassment early on, especially.
SFT ran a Skywrath Mage yesterday in the Join Dota League, so might have been.
Okay, so something else even.
10 seconds
okay.
remaining.
They ran it as
5 seconds remaining.
Or Skywrath Mage, and then have the. I mean, so look, because they have the silencer, it leads me to believe it's a position 5 silencer. and a position for Skywrath Mage, and then an offlane Nyx Assassin. I think that's the most logical conclusion. There's shenanigans to be thought of where you have maybe like Skywrath Mage core even, or have the Silence as a core, but I believe none of these options are really great by any means. And yeah, now that we have the Morphling, it's very likely just going to be Nyx Assassin offlane.
Wonder. Hear me out here. I got to say.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It could, but I don't think it would be great. I think the
Legion Commander, choose your hero.
The way, running it traditionally, just having what, like either CK or Morphling mid now. Oh no, it is a Skywrath mid. Alright. Maybe it is an offlane Morphling? You might just be right, yeah. I don't think it's particularly great, just because I think there's lots of ways to deal with a Morphling, and an offlane Morphling doesn't really want to go for the Lincolns. You usually go for the Yules, Etherlings, something along those lines. But it is probably just going to be... It might not be the offlane Morphling that we think of, with a strength build. It might be a carry Morphling, and they go sort of an aggressive tri-lane again and have the Morphling farm safe lane, So, we'll see. I don't think you want to go with that strength build in this game. He might, but I don't think it would be great.
Final pick,
yeah. Alright. I think with Vega Squadron makes more sense because they have a stand-in, so they weren't really sure, how they're gonna lane what and how they're gonna play what, because effectively No Fear isn't really a traditional offlaner. I believe he's a carry.
They literally
wow. I don't know, who knows? We'll see. For all we know, they're gonna swap again.
Well,
right?
well, look at this. Illidan ended up on Morphling after all that swapping going.
Yeah.
So Pablo's playing the Chaos Knight, so I mentioned this in the previous draft, that we did see a roaming Chaos Knight yesterday, too. That's going to be the case here.
But it is an offlane Nyx Assassin and a mid Skywrath. Based on the items, definitely this is now set in stone. Interesting decision, really. It's actually kind of nice. If you can play the support, the CK, I mean, we've seen already, there's a couple of counter picks against the CK, right? With the Dusa and the Legion Commander in some sense. But now they're countering a support, really, so... Let's see.
Radiant structures are fortified.
What an interesting draft.
Yeah, after we've had that game one, we get a draft like this.
Yeah. Definitely kind of a change of pace for sure. Things were starting out the same, and you're like, oh god, here we go again. And then, boy, did it take a turn when it comes to what we're seeing.
Used a Fairy Fire.
Preemptive Fairy Fire, man.
That's a waste of gold, buddy. He might have just been trying to swap around item slots and accidentally clicked on it. But...
Whoops.
That's a whoops indeed.
Okay, so Thompson Skywrath, though. I'm excited for this. Like, I've not... It's been a long time, at least, since we've seen a core Skywrath mage, but...
30 seconds to...
Explain to me, what should we maybe expect? Like, what's the possibility that can happen here with a mid Skywrath? Like, why mid Skywrath?
So the possibilities here are, of course, there's a lot of burst potential, and together with the Nyx Assassin, together with the CK, you have a lot of ganking potential, really. It's just a lot of magic damage, and the silence is really, really strong against pretty much most of these heroes. But why I think, or why I didn't want the Skywrath ability to be mid is, I think there's a lot of, the
battle
control
begins.
on the dire side. The Fissure alone is such a big spell against the Skywrath mage. And it's a nightmare, the Fiend Script, the duel. There's so many ways to the Boundless Strike, there's so many ways to dealing with Skywrath, and Skywrath is such a squishy hero that I don't think it's necessarily a great pick here. But Skywrath is one of those snowballing heroes, right? If he snowballs out of control, it's going to be really difficult to deal with him. Especially if he builds up an item advantage with the Yule Scepter potentially. Veil Discord is going to make him much tankier as well. And of course, just in general lane, he's actually kind of difficult to deal with as well. Yeah, you can zone him out, but he's going to get last hits, most likely at some point. He can just spam out Arcane Bolt.
Well, they really want to address him. This is 3 heroes in the middle lane. Bane's harassing him. You got Earthshaker nearby. They're going to try to go for a first kill, but Thompson knows something's up. Oh, as I say that, uh-oh.
I think I have to take back my statement. He's not going to get farmed.
No, he's not going to get farmed, and now he might die even first blood. No, he's a little bit too fast. Yeah, he's running 330 movement speed, base movement speed. Boots on Earthshaker, though, keeping up. Pops the salve. Slayer has another fish in 5 seconds. Where's the support? They're running forever.
Oh,
meanwhile, kill bottom.
Quickly.
Oh, that's in the jungle even, yeah. And now they're rotating over, and now Thompson's not only going to be fine, but now Bane and Earthshaker have to be careful about hanging around here too long.
That said, Drusa did just already hit level 2. Did get a couple of last 8 and 3 already, and Thompson, nothing.
Oh god. Here we go again. Okay, he's fine. Yeah, you're right, though. Literally no CS, but that's understandable considering he's just been trying to survive this whole time. But so the trade-off is now Bane and Earthshaker, though, are a little bit slow start for them because they did not get the kill in the end.
It's fine, though, because they are not really necessarily needed in any other lane. The Monkey King is going to destroy anybody, really, unless they commit like 2 heroes surge. Thompson? Trouble?
Is he dead now? He might be dead now, yeah. Nowhere to go, no more region on him. He's gonna hide in the trees, but Bane will get credit for the kill. It just feels like that... Should they have had a rotation there? Like Chaos Knight maybe go to the middle lane and try to protect him a little bit more? Because that was happening. It's not like this was a surprise. It's been happening this first 2 minutes.
Potentially, yeah. I definitely don't think they
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they got the kill, but after that they probably should have tried and rotate mid. But at the same time, it's going to be difficult for them to really prevent these kills in the first place as well. So I say that it looks like they're not going to rotate, and in fact have Thompson top lane now.
Yeah, he's in trouble. G, he's definitely dead. That damage coming out, the Arcane Bolt spam, and Pablo had that Chaos Bolt and the Reality Rift as he hit level 2, so ends up being an easy kill up there. We got quite a bit of movement, so who's taking over middle now? It's Nyx Assassin. It's like, alright, if you want to try lane middle, let's just send Nyx Assassin there. He'll do just fine.
I like this change up a lot. This is gonna make their lane so much more effective. Sure, Nyx Assassin is gonna get outformed by the Medusa, but it's the supports will not try and kill him. They're gonna try to divert their attention top, and this is a lane they can deal with much better.
I was gonna say, they can turn on a Bane up here, and they easily do. For a second, Pablo actually ran away. Thompson's like, no, let's go. And they do get the easy kill, and now Thompson, he's in a little bit of trouble. Monkey King, level 2 Jingu Mastery, Boundless Strike, big hit right there, but G... Be careful about overcommitting. That life still kicking in though. Thompson, why was he hanging around for so long, man? Yeah, he is dead. They were not going to get that kill with the lifesteal, and that proved to be the wrong decision. And now Pablo's also in trouble. He has a Reality Rift, but he's going to make a fun play with that.
Fish are available. They should be able to get this kill.
Thompson's coming in. Can turn on the Monkey King. Oh, goes for the Reality Rift. No, can't get it off in time. So he'll be fine. Man, not often you see a Skywrath Chaos Knight in the lane together, and Skywrath is supposed to be more the core, and Chaos Knight's the support. What we have up there at the top lane, though.
Very unique situation, but I don't know. This is why I love watching SFTe. They just pull out these kind of things. They're a very fun team to watch, actually. Not only because of their draft, but also the way they play and execute those drafts.
Double damage.
No, just lane change up. I don't think you would see this from a lot of teams, but then you realize, alright,
Dire's top tower
this
is
lane
under attack.
configuration is not working out for us, but rotating this guy with top is just going to make life much easier.
I mean,
say that,
yeah, we're definitely seeing a weakness of Skywrath Mage Core in the sense that he can be roamed on very easily, and you have a Bane Earthshaker who are very effective at that, so they're completely taking Skywrath out of this game right now in the sense of at least farm. Now, he is level 4, and levels alone are actually pretty damn good on this hero, but they've really locked him down in this game, and that's setting up all 3 lanes to actually go fairly well. The bottom lane is even going okay. I mean, he died the first time, but he's been fine since. He's farming up the jungle. Morphling is getting free farm, but are you really concerned about that right now if you're Vega Squadron?
No, not really. It's still just a Morphling, and they have a lot of ways in the mid game to deal with Morphling. As you pointed out earlier, Duel, Fisher, Fiend Script, there's still a lot of ways to deal with it, even if you get to Lincoln. So if you're Vega, you definitely want to focus on the mid-game aggressors, and the mid-game aggressors in this game are the Skywrath and of course the Nyx Assassin. So keeping them down delays their mid-game impact quite a little, and Vega buy themselves more time. So, yeah, sure. the bait dies there, but he dies so far back, and Thompson has to walk back to the lane.
Well, I was watching that the whole time. It took them a good 20 seconds to kill him. I mean, they were running after him forever. He kept juking, and finally they do get the kill. But like you say, it's well, you know what? In a sense, space created there for the dire side. Meanwhile, G's having free farm top lane. So.
I don't think so.
Now Bane, he porches the bottom lane as he actually resurrects right here. How's Nyx Assassin managing middle lane? He's 17-2. I gotta imagine he's doing all right. Obviously, he had a very late start against the Medusa, but he's it seems like he's managing fine here.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for him. It's not gonna get easier. Once Medusa's face boots up, I expect Nico to basically get nothing without using spells. It's super difficult as an Nyx Assassin to last against a hero like Medusa. Especially if he doesn't have any help, of course. And CK can't really dedicate much of his time, even though he's sitting around the mid lane. Can't really dedicate much time to helping this Medusa because, or this Nyx Assassin, because he needs to help the Skywrath.
Yeah, that's an understatement almost. It's continuing to be so much pressure up here, and as I say this, Chaos Knight comes in, and now Earthshaker could be in trouble. Thompson's a half-life himself, though, and G's coming into play. They're going to kill Slayer, but it comes at an immediate cost, and you do not want to man-fight this Monkey King. This is why. One more auto attack, he gets it. Oh, he went the wrong direction, actually. Pablo, good stun. And he's going to keep his distance. He doesn't have Boundless Strike just yet. Pablo, can he buff the Shrine? Yes, they get the Shrine, and G's still going in. I don't know about this anymore. Oh boy, he got a little too tunnel visioned, and Pablo even turns onto him.
That's really good for SFTe. Now Thompson got the experience both from killing the Monkey King and the Earthshaker as well. And suddenly he's almost going, he's level 5.5. Bottom lane. Unfortunately, he doesn't have to play with the lane.
Yeah, that was a good job by Bane. Again, the heartache came in the last second. The duel set up. Is this a victory? Definitely with Earthshaker. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, the Fissure was late, so doesn't actually get the victory, but still gets the kill on him. Double kill for No Fear as he comes in late. Mid lane in trouble here. No mana burn yet on Nyx Assassin. Level 4 Impale, though. And now Pablo. Oh boy, that's a lot of return damage. Thompson goes down top lane. While this is happening, we already have 14 hero kills in 8 minutes. Another crazy start to this game.
Might be a 15.
Pull it in. Oh, what a juke right there, but it's not going to matter. Unless they kill No Fear, that curse may put him to death. No, 30 life, he'll be fine. Illidan's still alive with the strength.
Oh, he's just getting juked.
Just a little bit too far and actually just tanky enough to manage to live that whole time.
Illidan, what a player, honestly.
Yeah, tough to kill.
But unfortunately, Thompson once again died top lane, solo to the Monkey King. If they get a return kill here, that could be great, but of course it's Monkey King. I'm not going to get him that easily.
What about Nyx Assassin not going in the mana burn here in his build, despite a Medusa?
This is purely a lane farming build. With a mana burn, you can't. I mean, you're not going to effectively zone out Illustrious out of the lane really with mana burn. But this way, he can ensure that he gets farmed. He can use the as a farming ability. See?
Bottom lane, No Fear just runs at him. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at those last hits. I mean, Nyx Assassin's really jumped up, man. He's second in the game overall. Medusa still has a massive lead, but it's understandable considering how it's been going on. But yeah, the first victory for LC as he duels up the silencer at the tower. Gets the easy kill as a result. G's farm is slowed down a little bit top lane as he's dealing with both the CK and the Skywrath up here. Skywrath is level 6, so Mystic Flare's ready. I like Skywrath's build. He has 2 null talismans and now even the Robo Magi. That's going to be for the power threats here, but just maximizing all the intelligence early on. As you'll see on Skywrath, and I'm sure like a Veil we'll probably see, as you're talking about earlier. The heals even. Possibility. Oh, wrong side. Will it matter? Boundless Strike in. Bane is here as well. No Fiend's Grip. Doesn't have the Heartache. There's that Mystic Flare. Oh no, they pulled him out! Oh, the miscue there, and now Pablo. I mean, I guess it saves Skywrath, but yeah, that's not what you wanted to do.
Very unfortunate for them. They probably should have gotten the reality first with minus level, and then we just make sure or just not to go with the edge as well, go anyway. Who knows? Difficult call to make, but at least Thompson gets away with it. He really cannot afford to die much more than he already has. I mean, the entire Radiant team is, trading behind in terms of net worth. Without a tower taken, they're behind. What,
Radiant's
3K
middle
net worth?
tower
That's
is under
actually
attack.
quite significant.
Yeah, and I am shocked LC lived right there. Not only that, but LC chose to duel up a Morphling by himself right there, which was a very greedy decision. I thought that was going to backfire, even Silencer rotating over, but they just didn't have enough damage to get the turn kill, and then he managed to walk away. Somehow the Nyx and the Silencer, as well as Morphling, could not finish the job on him as he juked through the trees and got out of there. So, ultimately, considering the circumstances, but Illidan on the Morphling, again, only 3,000 net worth. It's not like he's taking off necessarily, but are we expecting just to see that early Lincoln's right here from the Morphling? He does have the Ring of Health for that.
Should be. I do think that the Lincolns would be a really good item in this game. And Bane, of course, one of the traditional heroes that you want to have a Lincolns against, but also the duel. Just forces them to use one or two more abilities, and they were like, oh, what a stun from the Nyx at the top. Stun both of them.
Yeah. I was watching that, and auto attack is enough damage in the end. Bane wants this kill on a Skywrath, but he went a little bit too deep. Got some shot, it slows him enough, and Nikwa finishes off with that mana burn, now level 2 even. So, a beautiful turn right there.
He doesn't get that double stun.
Radiant's bottom
Thompson dies, and they don't kill a single hero on Vega's bottom side. So this way, they protect the Skywrath and get 2 kills.
Pablo, that's a ballsy move right there, but might set up the kill in the end. Yeah, okay.
That pause though.
I mean,
they're definitely gonna get the kill, for sure.
Yeah, he has pressed the attack, but there's no way that's gonna
believe
save
the
him.
right click for Morphling should be faster than a casting additional press the attack, so we'll see. Odds are maybe Illidan doesn't get the last hit, or has to work a little bit for it, but they should still get the kill. It doesn't have any multiple. Although I guess the
Yep. Yeah, no fear actually just picked up the invis and down here. There's a bounty rune, but he's wrapping around. So you really want to duel up here. Sentries put down. They see me duels and it gives them a victory. G is here, so they pick up Chaos Knight at least, but giving a victory to Morphling, not what you want. They may kill him in the end though. Waveform in 3 seconds. Nightmare set up 2 seconds. 1 second. The mana burn is enough. And they drop him in the end. So they do actually kill him, but again, giving up the victory, a little unfortunate.
Not that bad of a trade. It does favor Vega's button, of course, but again, it could have been much worse. And looks
Top lane.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna hunt for kills as well.
This Nyx Assassin's level 10. This is, again, what essentially ended up being a solo mid Nyx Assassin, so wanted to make use of the early levels here that Nikwa has. Not gonna find anyone currently though, because you got Earthshaker and Monkey King smoked up, and they're wrapping around towards the top.
He's just gonna miss the Curry as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Thompson is probably dead here. Jump, he immediately goes for the turn, but Earthshaker being a Mystic Flare, yeah, go for the turn kill. Did enough damage, the lifesteal kicks in, and all of a sudden G's back to above half life, so no kill, bottom lane. Nico made his way all the way over here, but no fear, falls back before he can be jumped. So he's good. Nyx Assassin going the Blink Dagger, by the way. 1,800 gold saved up, so Nikwa, he's making use of the farm.
So one of the things
Radiant's
that bother
top
me
tower
about the
is under
Nyx Assassin
attack.
core is that as a core, in the way he's been farmed, is like it's difficult for him to be the responder to ganks like up top. Like up top, when the Skywrath mage gets initiated upon, usually you want somebody to respond to it. Even if you can save the Skywrath, you might even get the
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they really want the Skywrath mage. Obviously tanking with that mana shield, though, and he's going to be tanking up. Now here's a turn, the Echo Slam. No, he doesn't have it actually just yet. Duel's coming out. He will hit level 6 here soon. They can kill a creeper, even the hero. There we go. He's going to be able to level up Echo Slam now. Go for it. No, the Mystic Flare. There's the Echo Slam coming off the Enchant Totem, and down goes Chaos Knight. Finally, they kill the Earthshaker, but the Fiend's Grip locking down Skywrath mage as well. It's going to be a 4-for-1 fight. Earthshaker just getting level 6 off of that kill, and then leveling it up and managed to stay alive the whole time. And Nikwa, he actually made full 2 for the complete wipeout. The Courier's also going to die here. Oh, it's actually a complete wipeout in favor of Vega Squadron, pending they kill Nikwa, which they definitely will. The overwhelming odds. That's a really big fight for Vega Squadron.
I believe Vayne kept the Earthshaker alive with his Nightmare.
He lived a lot longer than he should have, it felt like, so that's probably it.
I think he dodged a a last attack with the Nightmare and then immediately canceled it so the Earthshaker was allowed to use the Echo Slam. Because something definitely kept him alive, and I believe I saw the Nightmare animation go off, so if that did happen, it would have been absolutely insane. And yeah, unfortunately for SFTe, their response in this mid game is just not really that strong. They're behind on farm, they're behind on levels, and of course the Skywrath Mage, you know, he's very squishy in the first place. Even if he was, would have been, even if he had a good laning stage, he would still be difficult to protect.
Well, SFTe wants to fight still. They're going to try to make an opening here at the bottom lane. Bane could be that easy opening. There you go, Nyx lands a double stun with that. Mystic Flare hits LC as well, and they get a couple of return kills. Double kill for Thompson. Gotta say, this Skywrath Mage had a rough start to this game, of course, but all of a sudden he's leading his team in net worth, and he's 6-6-4, so he's involved in 10 kills, rid of the 6 deaths here, and overall not doing too shabby considering, as he does have that Villa Discord finish, so that's a positive at least for SFTe-sports, but the bad news is the top 3 farmers in the game all do belong on the side of the Dire team currently.
Yep,
at this point.
Dusa ahead 2k gold. That is never a position you want to find yourself in this early. And of course, none of the heroes on SFTe's side really compare when it comes to
Radiant's top tower
Medusa's farming potential.
denied.
And Morphling as a carry, yeah, he's nice and all, but he doesn't farm as quickly as Medusa farms. So this is something very worrying for them, because Dusa is difficult to kill as is with their lineup. But if she has a significant advantage, it's going to be more difficult. Oh, Nyx Assassin just dispelled the smoke. They just smoked up.
Right on top of him. Duel's put up on a Skywrath. That's not going to be a solo kill, though. And now LC could be in some trouble with diving a little bit too deep. Pablo, he's pulling an Earthshaker. This is a very uncreated fight, honestly. That was even a global silence use right there. And the turn on a Chaos Knight as the Wukong's command comes out. So LC did end up dying. Ends up being a 1-for-1 so far. But yeah, the target choosing seemed a little bit back and forth right there, as far as who they really wanted to commit for. But using Chaos Knight, which remember is a support here technically for the offlane LC. That exchange, and bottom tower's being pressured though.
Yeah, that fight was a little bit chaotic. I believe there were a couple of different ideas on Vega.'s side, and maybe the call out, hey, somebody has to be here, you know, a smoke got popped, came in a little bit too late. The Legion Commander is a stand-in after all, so, you know, if there is communication issues, it's totally expected, or, you know, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it as well. But either way, I think if you're Vega Squadron, it's fine. You didn't give away a dual win after all, and you're still leading in net worth.
This
G, looking for an opening. Gonna have to react right here. Bane, probably best that he holds off, because being just Bane and 3 heroes here, doesn't want to just dive into them. So free kill on a Bane. Monkey King has that Echo Saber picked up. Working into the Diffusal Blade next.
for the effort.
He's gonna wait around and maybe jump this this Morphling up here. It does not have an illusion up. There's a TP in. The duel's up, and that should be enough damage. Yeah, more than enough. Kills. A good patience.
I'm very curious as to what SFTe was thinking.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they're thinking about killing Medusa, but that's obviously tough to do with the Stone Gaze and mana, and Nyx Assassin going to be slept up, possibly turn. Fiend's Grip activated on him, and he's definitely dead here. So yeah, a couple of situations where
mid lane, Legion Commander with a duel potentially.
He doesn't have it up yet. 4 seconds. Maybe you don't want to wait it out. Like, please, please. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Oh, he auto it. He actually, yeah, he was gonna be silent for a while right there. Now Pablo coming in. He's gonna maybe duel him. Yep, no overwhelming odds, and he runs. Realizes that Morphling's coming in. Press the attack. Not gonna matter. And he ends up falling there. Earthshaker now. He's being run after. Replicate spawned off of him. Chaos Knight gonna get a range for the reality range. It's a long range. A little bit too far though. Now they turn their attention to Bane though. But again, he's a little bit too far as well. And now Monkey King.
Radiant structures are
is he going in?
Radiant's bottom
he has
tower is under
Wukongs.
attack.
Maybe. Flying through. They're pinging the area as if they may know. He keeps thinking about it. No. Not going to commit for it.
Well, they know and they see him now as well.
Oh. It's like he knew he was there. He somehow knew.
A bit greedy from Nikwa to try and wait I think if he stuns him immediately, maybe they get the kill, or maybe at least, you know, they get a follow-up stun from the CK, but
Invisibility.
he wanted the Vendetta damage as well. Overall, I don't know, it's still a bit hectic, the game. I think there's a lot of uncoordinated movements on both sides, really. SFTe, I don't think they can really afford to give away more kills on their cores. Like, the next assassin cannot be the same next assassin that we saw in the last game, where he died pretty much all over the place.
No.
Like, this is a core next assassin. He has to value his life more so than traditional next assassin. I mean, he died, what, yeah, 2 times? That's fine, I think, that's up until now, but, you know, has to be careful not to get caught out of position.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I mean, he went the hand of Midas too, so he has to blink now almost. They're going to open on Illidan. Gets that strength shift though, the global silence in response, and trying to get a turn kill out of this, but also Slayer, well played by him, that realizing they weren't going to get it, he just blinked out immediately. That's nice not having to use the blink to get in there. Obviously the Invis are helping there. Bane, top lane, he's probably dead. Press the attack, maybe not. The Phoenix gets the Mystic Flare, missed! Oh no, Skywrath Mage now potentially going to be turned on, the dual setup. What a turn right there from the Bane and the LC. It helps a little bit that the Mystic Flare was just out of range. He was expecting him to keep on running, and instead he ended up stopping for the turn kill. Threw him off there. Nice turn, top lane though, LC. Maybe overstaying a little bit. Can they get him? Impale? Yes. It hits, and thus the kill. 10 intelligence stolen by Silencer.
But of course, if you're a Legion Commander, you already got that dual win onto the core Skywrath Mage no less, so you're totally fine with this. I know this is Vega Squadron just creating a lot of space. You know, the Deuce has been pretty much untouched for the past, actually the entire game.
Yeah.
So Deuce out with the Lincoln Sasha now. See, this is the item build that I was looking forward to in the last game. You know, if you're not going to use the Aghanim's, you might build the Aghanim's at some point in this game. But you're not going to use it, you're just going to go for a farming build, very safe build, you know, the Lincoln Yasha. And then probably Maelstrom or Manta Maelstrom next. Keep on farming, you don't need to feel pressured if you're Aloha dense at all. Your team is creating a lot of space, it's very effective. Like, so far, they don't even need to commit more than 2 or 3 heroes for a single kill.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Aloha Dance from last game, again, in the hindsight factor, is like, yeah, the Ags was not useless last game, but it definitely was under the value of what he was trying to get out of it.
Especially as early as
like,
the Aghanim's itself was totally fine, but I think it was just picked up too early. If he had waited maybe another item before fixing the Ags, I think it would have been just as fine, but or would have had the same impact.
Scanning.
This is interesting up here. Nyx is scouting on the backlines. They're going to go on to Medusa. The support is coming in, though. And you know that Echo Slam's coming in, probably. Arcane's Curse he used. No, he got hit on the Earthshaker. So Earthshaker has to back up. He doesn't have an Echo Slam. And the Mystic Player will finish on Medusa for the first time this game. But the Wukong's command jumping in with the Fissure as well as the Enchant Totem. Pablo goes back over the Reality with the Fiend's Grip, locking down Morphling, though. And they drop him. Chaos Knight going to be picked up as well. And the winner chicken dinner onto the Silencer to top it all off. Tops in. He's also going to be topped off as far as damage going down, so that made no sense. But he dies. Impale's not going to save him. And Nyx Assassin, he'll blink out. Did what he could do. So they kill Medusa, but the response came in, and they were really lucky that Earthshaker's Echo Slam honestly wasn't ready. As if that was, they might have been able to save Medusa even. Top of that.
This is again one of those scenarios where for Nyx Assassin, like, he has to be the scouter, right, as an Nyx Assassin. But at the same time, because he was scouting, like, pointed out, he wasn't there to actually help his team
Radiant's
fight.
top tower
So,
is falling.
cost his life, it might really just,
Yep. Brain Sap. He does have the spiked carapace, but a nice nightmare before he gets impaled. He's dead again. They're collapsing in, though. Gonna try to stop them from TPing out, but they're not able to do so. And Earthshaker and Monkey King will just walk the other direction. And ultimately run away. So Vega Squadron just really building off of that lead. Medusa, despite that death, she's back to farming and almost has that full Mantis style now finished. But yeah, this Monkey King, you can't overlook what he's been doing this game. I mean, the Diffusal Blade now, no doubt helping plenty there. And the BKB queued up on top of that as well.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to be really difficult
threatening
for
target.
SFTe to fight into this Monkey King. The Wukong's command is such a strong ability that SFTe can't really deal with. They have a lot of burst potential, but only single target burst. And if they focus everything on one hero that isn't the Monkey King can just sit in his ultimate and be happy. Like, they're not going to be able to actually zone or kill him during his ultimate, especially because of that bonus armor, of course. And I don't know. I think overall, just SFTe's lineup is very squishy. If you have the Morphling, the CK is only a support, and then you have the cores of what Skywrath and Nyx Assassin. Skywrath is not tanky at all, even with the Veil Discord. Nyx Assassin, yeah, sure, he's he's quite tanky, of course, because he has like what ridiculous armor as an agility hero, but that's about it.
Pablo getting back. Good decision on his part. They were just about ready to jump him, so gets back, gets some teammate support. And they're not looking to get this Monkey King.
Radiant's middle tower
jumps down, quickly farms up the lane and falling back himself. But you look at the wraparound here from Vega. So far they're not being seen. They are going to engage on a Slayer. Slayer drops right off the bat, so nice start here for SFTe. Will it end that way, though?
Top tower is under attack.
They're going to kind of ward on the back lines. Phantasm army from Pablo. He's just charging right up to them. They have a Shrine here as well. They're going to catch Bane, the Global Silence assisting. So Vega Squadron caught out individual pieces here. Monkey King is going to be able to TP out. Ping there, but they could not catch him.
This is good rotation from SFTe, really. It secures them in tower as well. And these are really important kills. Yeah, sure, you only get the 2 supports, but the 2 supports are pretty much the playmakers of Vega Squadron. Without the supports, Vega Squadron is not going to be able to do anything. Not be able to do much anyway.
Top tower is under attack.
So with this, they should be able to get a tower, even if the CK
Dire's
illusions are just sitting there.
Are fortified.
And with that, finally they get some map control. It's only their first tower. They might not even get it. Legion is here. Right,
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But now Morphling, he got stunned, but not gonna chase after. Nyx, he'll find Slayer. That could be a kill. Jumps, Impale, Courier's even nearby. Burst from Illidan, finishes the job. Nyx Assassin though, he is gonna be dueled up. That's definitely not gonna be a victory, but it is still gonna be a kill in the end. Despite Carapace's reaction was nice, but not enough to stay alive.
I was surprised he blinked into that. There might have been some miscommunication. Maybe they thought, hey, we could maybe try and kill the Zeus as well.
Tower is under
of course they could, not with the Legion commander
Dire's
around.
structures are fortified.
Alright, so now the game of Morphling. Continue to get farm on him. Is this going to be the shotgun Morphling, you think? I mean, right now he doesn't have anything queued up.
For the effort.
But are we going to see that Ethereal Blade?
Yeah,
or?
It should be an Ethereal Blade. In this game, the Ethereal Blade is just too good. It combos very well with pretty much all other heroes. It's a good way of instantly taking out the hero at the beginning of the fight. So if they have that potential, you definitely want to go for it. I expect equal songs to pick up.
Roshan, he'll fall. And the Ryu, aka Aloha Dance, picks it up. Bottom lane, they're porting in. Echo Slam ready. Shaker Morphling was scouting into it. Uh-oh. Okay, he had the replicate, so that was a little scary. But replicate in the jungle, and he goes back to farming. So a bit of a distraction even. At that bottom lane, Tier 1 tower taking some damage. But they'll be able to defend it. Look at how far up Medusa is, just farming the Radiant Ancients even. He's going to fall back now, but just kind of shows you how confident he is. How the game's looking at this point. Monkey King just going for the bounty rune here, but Nikwa is nearby.
For me.
BKB just delivered a Monkey King.
Yes.
He has a full 10-second BKB now. Nyx, of course, scouts that out, but not going to find an opening, though. And bottom lane, they're moving down here. The duel? Okay, yeah, he's going to go for Sansa. He's pulled away with the reality res, so may not get the victory. Yes, he will. The Echo Slam comes out of secure, and they take out Pablo on top of that, so the follow-up is coming. It does. Probably going to push up bottom lane now.
Yep, and pretty much as last game, SFTe doesn't really have a good way of taking a 5-on-5 fight right now. So if Vega was to group up as 5 and push down the bottom lane, there's not really a good way of SFTe
Radiant's
engaging
bottom
there.
tower is under attack.
If anything, it's almost worse than last game, because last game they at least had a clockwork who could just jump in. Be a little bit of a sacrificial lamb, but this game, what do they have? They have the CK who doesn't really have any items. I guess the Blink Dagger, but that doesn't really help initiate. I mean, it does help initiate, of course, because it's extensive, but into a 5-on-5 team fight, you don't really want to go for it.
Monkey King flying around. Nyx Assassin will blink in though. Goes for the open. Mystic Flare's put down. That's the Axe Mystic Flare, but it doesn't matter because BKB comes out. That's the anti-Skywrath mage ability right there. And they take out Nyx Assassin. More so item, I guess is a more appropriate way to put it. But yeah, BKB, as mentioned, just picked up recently a Monkey King, and that comes into play there to stay alive. So the axe is finished, as we see on Skywrath Mage, but unfortunately for him there, unable to get that kill. They still want this Monkey King dead, damn it, but they might not even get it yet, although the burst comes out. G, the Boundless Strike. Beautiful stun at the last second, and the press of the attack heals kicking in enough to keep him alive. That was two separate efforts to try to get him killed, and they were unsuccessful on both.
And they were unsuccessful, and they lose a tier 2 mid as well. If SFTe had committed one more hero to either of those attempts, that would have been a kill, very likely. But they think, you know, maybe we could just do, especially since he already used speaking in the second attempt.
Illidan's dead, I think. Oh, Global Silence will help. He actually Ghost Scepters right here. He's going to pop the Shrine. He picks up the E-Blade as mentioned, and he's running. He does not have the replica up, though the stun's going to miss, goes the other direction, but now he's caught by the LC. The duel's put up. They got the Lincolns off first. Mystic Flare takes out Earthshaker. Can they kill him before? No, they cannot. Illidan stays alive, waveforms away. Now Bane's in trouble. He nightmares himself. We'll save him a little bit longer, but not in the long run. Ryu pops the Stone Gaze. Nice blink away, though. And now you see LC running away from Pablo. Nico's going to follow up. He minuses the creep even, being efficient as possible. And sets up that kill. G, awkward spot. He leaps up under the tree though. Primal springs in. Thompson's going to be slowed down and caught. No fire. The Purge Blade. Diffusal Blade, I should say, is enough damage right there. Slowing him down. Now comes the Wukong's command. Now Monkey King's ready to fight some more. Pablo goes down as a result. Double kill for Aloha Dance. And the cores of Vega Squadron managed to stay alive throughout that. And are going to fall back.
This fight almost lasted long enough for Illidan to come back with full HP. I mean, he is back now, but... Oh, can I get this Dusa with the E-Blade? It might have enough damage.
No, there's no way. Yeah, he was way too tanky.
If the Nexus has not been there, that would have been enough damage for him, I'm pretty sure. But...
Maybe with the Nyx, yeah. Oh, no, Illidan though, is he overcommitted? He's fine, Olosima.
Oh, that fissure.
That fissure.
If that traps them in there, might have been another kill for them.
Not the case though. This Medusa, yeah, almost level 24. Aegis is on him. He has the Butterfly now finished as well. 18,000 net worth, and there's no Arc Warden on the other side this time. There's no massive hero on the other side. Morphling can be kind of a similar hero or Arc Warden in that sense, but it's going to be a long time before Morphling gets there. Where this game's looking, so Vega's in a much better spot than the previous game is what I'm suggesting.
Visibility.
For sure.
That's for sure.
So I will say that SFTe is doing a really good job at spreading this fight. Like, that last fight shouldn't have been as good as it was for SFTe, but they were able to spread Vega around, forcing them to take like mini fights where it's like 1v2, 2v1, like not 5-on-5, right? If it's a 5-on-5 fight straight up, Vega pretty much wins. But by spreading them apart and by taking favorable fights, SFTe is able to trade almost equally, though, favorably even. So, I don't know, I mean, Vega's definitely had for sure, but I think SFTe showed that I think they can still take fights in a way where they come out on top, so this is still a little bit dangerous for Vega Squadron.
Yeah, they have key abilities. Big one is that Global Silence from Silencer. That can always be kind of a game changer and a great response tool, if anything, of course, and can help set up a couple of kills. Skywrath Mage is definitely going to continue to deal more and more burst. He has level 3 Mystic Flare now with that Ags, remember. So we really haven't seen that come into play yet. I assume he used it last fight. I didn't necessarily notice if it was very effective, but that's something else that will have to be looked at for Vega Squadron, or, you know, kept in mind even. That's going to be a lot of burst from him. And now Skywrath has the Yules queued up towards finishing that. I know you mentioned that earlier. The game. So Medusa, level 25 is almost here. Last game he got the 2-second Stone Gaze stun. I wonder if that's going to be different this game though. 25% lifesteal. That is quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think you almost always want the Stone Gaze, unless you're. Well, actually, it's just. I think it's just consistently better. Especially in this game. Pablo. Oh, Pablo.
The trap is real. Victory? Not gonna be a victory, just barely. But it will be a kill. They set that bait up quite a bit right there. Pablo fell for it. The support Chaos Knight continues to struggle, but look what Chaos Knight's getting next. Or at least that's his thought process. Ag's Chaos Knight. We talked about this yesterday and what it does with the spawning illusions of other heroes. So, how do you you see that being useful this game for some reason?
It might be, for sure. I think there's a lot of ways to build the support, and that's a Chaos Knight. I hope that, I honestly hope that we'll see the argument. I'm looking forward to this. It's not a hero you see in a support position a lot of times, and you certainly don't see the arguments on him a lot of times, so I think this is a really cool way of using him. And I think, I don't know, Pablo in general has been playing him very uniquely in a sense. I mean, if you do play support Chaos Knight, you kind of have to play him similar to how Pablo has been playing it, but it's still fun to watch. Like, CK is just lying and waiting behind the tree line trying to kill Bane. It's not necessarily what you see in a core Chaos Knight, right?
Middle lane, they're gonna catch Nyx. He just walked right up and simply set up the duel with that Shadow Blade. So, catch Nyx assassin off guard at 70 seconds. He'll be dead for, no buyback actually, so a bit of an opening here for Vega Squadron now. To maybe start pressure in tier 3. Medusa, no Aegis or anything like that of course, but Medusa, the plus 2 second Stone Gaze stun is picked up here, as you expected, and has that Stone Gaze ready to go if a fight is committed to. Can they really hold against the Star side? Gotta be careful if you're SFTe.
Especially since the next assassin doesn't have buyback. I think Vega is just trying to force the buyback. Maybe I don't think really they can siege this tier 3, but they're also not going to force out the buyback. Unless they can jump in with the Legion Commander now, under this guys with their smoke.
I mentioned they're smoked up behind him, not letting SFT get information on where they're at. They were pinging Pablo right there. No one's going in. Doing the slow, methodical game. 10 more seconds on Nyx. Assassin will be back up. So Lincoln's taken off. The Mystic Flare's put down. Actually, Medusa is melted by your Echo Slam, goes off though. G with the Wukong's man very aggressively, and Pablo trying to sit on top of that Medusa. That's not going to work though. Stone Gaze activated. The stun up on Nyx Assassin, who just came back up. That's a Fiend's Grip, pretty aggressive one. Fiend realized that was not the best position to be in, so he tries to fall back now, but I don't think he's getting out of this one. The TP, maybe? No way. Yeah, he does fall. You can press the attack coming out there at the end. So, Vega Squadron, they kill Chaos Knight, but couldn't really get much more out of that. I mean, there were no buybacks used, right? So that was just simply a hold there.
Yeah, they only get the Chaos Knight, but at the same time, they also, you know, deal a lot of damage, or deal a little bit of damage to the tier 3. It's a bit of worrying, I think, for Vega that SFT was able to hold this well without really committing too much. At the same time, I think Vega maybe overcommitted a little bit on the CK. Like they dropped the Wukong's command, and then they even dropped the duel, and I think they used the Echo Stun as well, or did they use that before that?
I believe so, yeah.
Either way, they just committed quite a little bit of it. If they keep the Legion duel, they might even threaten another kill, but without the duel, there's basically no way of doing that, and then the Fiend's Grip was thrown out on the next assassin that they didn't commit on either, so I don't know. At least they're sieging though. This is something that we missed in the last game, of course, right? They didn't really commit to a siege, even though they did have the upper hand, and I like that they did now because this is what they should be doing with this lineup, in my opinion.
That kind of goes back to the idea I was mentioning earlier too, where the biggest difference last game was that you had that Arc Ward on the other side that was not only getting a great farm, but he's great at using that farm for split pushing and constantly bringing you back and distracting you. So I think that was the biggest issue last game for Vega Squadron, where this game, they don't necessarily have that to worry about. I mean, Morphling can get to that point, but with the way he's built right now, I mean, he's not necessarily going to be there anytime soon. So yeah, they're definitely not having to worry about that issue. In fact, they've only lost 2 towers at 38.5 minutes. So they have a lot going for them there. And they're going to go for the Roshan now with a double damage rune activated on Medusa currently. She actually has a Divine Rapier queued up.
Why not?
Part of me hopes he doesn't go that, but at the same time, like, you're right. Are they really killing her? And that'll just end the game sooner, I guess. But
with an Aegis, the Lordens might just pick it up, honestly. It was already difficult enough to really get the Lordens down low in the last engagement. And with the Aegis, for sure, it might just be the difference maker, really, and just force the game to end sooner than it did.
Oh, duel over here?
Yep, that's a duel victory for the CK.
Oh, that was why was he so far ahead? Jesus.
Shadowblade Blink, I think he had the right idea in mind, but his team was just not in position to really follow up on it. If they had been, sure, but no, they just not close at all.
Well, that's the issue. That makes it not a right idea, right? Yeah. You got to know that your teammates can't get there as soon as you can. I glanced away for a second, and before I know it, Elsie's just jumping in and complete YOLO mode. So yeah, that was a little bit too far. That's another victory he gives up. This one to Chaos Knight, which support Chaos Knight, but at the same time, he's still has potential for some nice upfront damage and beating that off to him top lane. What's going on up here? That's nearby. The Echo Slam opening on a Morphlin, though. The Global Silence comes out in return. Bane, he may end up falling with his auto attacks. Illidan, the shotgun comes out, and yes, they do. Nyx Assassin hiding inside the Axe. And the Wukong's command, the BKB from G, but they don't even know where he is. Don't have the detection for it, so they're having to run, actually. Retreat here for Vega Squadron. Pops the link in. Nice Manta from Aloha, and that'll keep him alive. They cannot capitalize further, but still a couple of kills. Not going to push out the top lane. All goes back to the LC, kind of diving as he did. It seemed a little silly shortly after the Roshan kill especially. So it's going to slow things down a little bit, going to reset here, and then try to make some kind of push. But Medusa, 4,800 gold saved up. You got to figure she's going to buy some item next, like before they try to really push, whether it's the rapier or not. But
could go with an MKB. Could go with a Mjolnir. Potentially, Mjolnir could actually be really strong here. But yeah, I don't think this is a Divine Rapier game just yet. Maybe after 2 more items, maybe like after an Ice Scotty, he can, but she's still very squishy. 2.1k HP is not a lot. Yeah, it's still with with the BKB, it's still very difficult to bring her down, especially since a lot of damage on the bottom lane. That's a duel.
Yeah, it's not enough though. They tried.
Yeah, with the BKB, it's still going to be difficult for SFT to bring her down because obviously they do rely on that Skywrath Mage to deal most of the damage, but still, I don't think you really want to risk it. There's no point in risking it at this stage. It would be fun to see. It would definitely be fun to see, and technically speaking, while she does have the Aegis, it is going to be difficult to bring her down, but that window's closing soon because the Aegis is obviously going to run out.
It'd be fun to see, but it goes back. Is it really just the necessary item that they need to try to finish this game? I mean, we saw what happened last time, and last time maybe it made a little more sense because of where the game was at and just how long it was lasting right there, but this feels just a little forced at this point. There's still other items that you're getting at, like the MKB, for example, that you could get instead, that where you don't have that risk factor if you happen to die to then completely turn the tide of the game in the other team's favor. But again, hasn't committed to it yet, just has it in the queue. Doesn't mean he's actually going for it. For all we know, he's just trolling us, but 5,600 gold saved up, and you have to think that push is coming soon here. Another pause. Yeah, this Vega Squadron just continues to have these issues, man.
Yeah,
first in the second game.
I mean, it's kind of the issue if you have a stand-in, right? I think one of the I think one of the reasons why they have a stand-in in the first place is actually because Afterlife also had connection issues. Somebody told me something in that regard, so that's a bit of a bad luck streak for them right now.
Yeah. LC comes back in. Yeah, I wonder if the Afterlife situation, that was just he had to go somewhere. Maybe he was just having the net issues. So decided to step out for game 2. We talked about the standing again coming in here. No fear. But gonna wait on him to return. Well, I guess this today, guys, it's gonna be potentially another long day. Yesterday we had 3 best-of-3s as well, and all the series with the distance. It's a long casting day there, and this is our first series of the day. We had a 2-hour first match, and this one's dragging on right here. And at this rate, if Vega Squadron holds on, of course, that means a game 3 coming up for this one. And things that the schedule's going to be changed a little bit today. I'll say that much. So obviously, we'll keep you guys updated on what the status of these following matches that are set to happen. Technically, the Midder feed versus Sports is supposed to start 15 minutes ago, but of course, the idea is that they're going to wait for this one to finish and then guess that. But again, we'll get information on that and try to see how things are looking as the day moves on here. But focus on this series for now. About this Vega Squadron versus SFTe. Alright, so Aegis on Medusa. Again, now 6,200 gold saved up, so matter of time before that item's bought, whatever it is. And then play after Legion Commander BKB. They probably want to get that finished as well, and he just about has it, as he needs the Ogre Club picked up. What about Monkey King? MKB being worked on by him, but that's going to be a while before he has that.
Be careful. Already popped his BKB and they're targeting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He's being slowed down. Does not have a replicate up. They're going to go after the duel. Does come out. Mystic Flares in response to the Global Science. Morphling will stay alive. Gets the winner. He does die after, though, and he's dead for 85 seconds. So is the Legion Commander, but that's got to be a bigger deal for SFTe now, in the sense of negative.
Sure. You know, the funny thing is, he actually did have a replicate up, but he didn't go there because the replicate was also in a compromising position.
Oh.
I think he could have tried anyway, just, you know, but I guess he took the bet up with my throat. Oh, sorry.
This is what happens when you cast like it's happening to me too, man. Just try to drink as much water as possible when you have these longer names. That can happen there. Oh, we see engagement though. Medusa pops the BKB going after Chaos Knight. 4 steps away, it'll be fine. For now, another Mystic Flare. That Axe Mystic Flare, it's definitely doing some damage. Cheese is eaten by Monkey King. I see caught pretty low there. So he manages to run away though. Medusa, gonna be jumped. Did purchase that Divine Rapier. Obviously has the Aegis though. And beating down on that tier 3 tower. Getting really low. Jeez, okay, he's gonna die. Yeah, they have to defend this. Of course, with that Divine jumps in, he could be Echo Slam as well, and Skywrath is dead for 80 seconds, has a buyback. Will he be using it? Looks like yes is the answer. Has a Mystic Flare ready to go once again. The Melee Rack's dropping, finally melts away. Mystic Flare's put out, but gee, he jumped out before it really did anything. And thus he's gonna be fine. The Aloha Dance also makes its way out of there as well, so they come and they get the Melee Rack. It was an Aegis use, but they fall back before much else happens.
Yep. This is the Vega that
Radiant's bottom
I think this is pretty much how they wanted to play last game, or how they probably should have played last game. Like you mentioned, it's a different game, of course, because there's no Arc Warden, but still, you know, just knocking on the enemy door after you get like a kill or two, it's pretty much how you want to execute this lineup, and
yes,
you know, they're just doing it really well. Yeah, they did go with the Rapier now, but I do think that it's very difficult to bring down this Medusa, and I think Aloha Dance has showed that he can play very safe even with the Rapier. And I mean, he's only died once in this entire game, so I think this is fine for him for now, though it is risky, for sure. But at the same time, SFTe is not in a really good position to take these fights right now. They can if they get those pickoffs, and I think they've shown that they can get those pickoffs, but it's still not an easy thing to do.
Okay, by the way, Axe is picked up on Chaos Knight, so we'll see if that comes into play here, perhaps in the Morphling. The BKB is going to be activated, going toe-to-toe with the Medusa, but this is not a fight. Morphling's going to win. He has to get out. He waveforms away, just trying to run. Pablo still has that Phantasm. They're not using it just yet. Global Science coming out. Reality Rift. There's the Phantasm of the Morphlings. The Mystic Flare. Medusa's dropping. If the Medusa dies, the Divine Rapier will fall, but she barely lives. The bait was real, but it's not enough. Morphling goes down. So does CK. And now Skywrath Mage. Yeah, at least got onto the ledge, and he blinks out somehow. So good job by Thompson there, but oh my gosh, that almost worked out for the Radiant side. It just didn't though, and now it's just falling apart. The Nightmare a little awkward. Not gonna matter. Silencer's gonna fall. And again, Morphling's dead for another 60 seconds. That's he's still alive. Wow. He's still alive.
The Midas. All right,
there you go. Got the Midas up. Efficiency. Well, yeah, we saw that come into play there with the CKX.
Oh, it's pretty fun to watch. But at the same time, though, it's still against the Medusa. Like, how effective is that really ever going to be, right, against the Medusa? And of course, since Morphling is still down, there's no buyback on the Silencer either. This is likely another set around.
Yeah. Skywrath Mage. Another Mystic Flare's ready. Not getting in range though. What were you gonna say, sorry?
Yeah, with that, I just don't really see SFTe coming back into this game. I mean, yeah, it's not over, of course, but it's very difficult for them to fight against 2 lanes pushed in. And what's stopping Vega really from doing what they did thus far, just going into the top lane, right? They're just gonna push the top lane together, potentially wait for a pickoff, and then they're just gonna execute. I think if you're SFTe, you might want to focus your attention.
Radiant's top shrine is under
attack. I'm not saying it's over by any means, but it feels very over.
It's definitely, and yeah, I know that's gonna sound like we're complaining, like, oh, come on, let's just move on to the next game. But There definitely is a point to that, where you just played an hour and a half, almost 2-hour game in a sense, with all the pause and everything in the first game. Yes, you won, but now game 2, we're coming up to 50 minutes here. You know, how much do you really want to grind this out? Obviously, the circumstances are different than the previous game, so maybe they have that mentality of like, well, we were able to come back last game, so we're going to still stick in there. It is different here, but at the same time, they have every right to stay in, and they're choosing to do that, and you know, obviously want to try to win it here and not have to go to that game 3. But you know, I'm with you. Vega Squadron's in a very, very comfortable position now of winning this game. I mean, you still have outer towers up here for the Radiant side. They just killed bottom tier 1, so you still have middle and bottom tier 2 towers.
Yeah, you have those towers, and at the same time, SFT doesn't have a good lineup to deal with these waves. Morphling is pretty much the only hero that can actually reliably kill these heroes without, or these creeps without taking a lot of damage. Skywrath certainly doesn't deal with these waves too well, and Nyx Assassin has Impale, but that's basically it. So going forward, you know, they have to do something, and you could see, you know, they were posturing up top because they expected Vega to push in, and they planted a ward, they waited, but Vega was smart enough to not immediately force the issue. Instead, they fell back, farmed up a little bit, and potentially just waiting for a new item. They could just wait on maybe like a Scotty on the Medusa to make it her even more tanky.
This will do nice.
They're not under any pressure by any means, even though they could technically, they could try and force the issue. They're not under any pressure of anything. It's SFT that have to do something. And as they say that, they're smoked up, looking to force a fight.
Yeah, again, if they can manage to somehow take down the Medusa, steal the Divine Rapier, Morphling especially, or even the Chaos Knight, honestly, it's good value there, and they're going to find him. Now the BKB's popped, though, and now you definitely don't want to fight into that. Yeah, it's the assistance nearby, so unable to find the jump. Slayer will deward there and run away. He has the gem, obviously, to assist. So as far as vision goes, we got a ward in the middle lane now, but not much else to work with here. What is the Radiant side? So they smoke up again, and they're going to try for another opportunity. They can find an opening. I don't think they were seeing smoke, so maybe. Bane is going to check out Roshan. This is a pretty much maximum Roshan respawn. 20 seconds. Here we go. The Pablo jumps in. Mystic Flare's put down. They do kill Earthshaker off the back. Global Silence used as well. Legion Commander pops a BKB. Remember, Medusa doesn't have his. He used it just earlier. So yeah, the Dire Side wants to keep retreating here. They're going to catch Bane, who has attempted a TP, and that's 2 pickoffs. No buybacks. The Reality Rift does not pull in. Monkey King had the Lincolns. Also now the BKB activated. Medusa trying to hunt for him. Blinking 3 on Chaos Knight. Nyx Assassin also has a blink. He's going in. Can he get the Impale? He does. Chaos Knight comes in as well. Reality Rift, there's a lockdown. Nyx Assassin spiked Gear Base, but there's another BKB from the Ryu, and turning on a Chaos Knight pretty damn quickly. He still has that Phantasm Illidan. They got the pick, though, on a Skywrath Mage, and he's staying dead for 100 seconds. Now there's a dieback on him. They got LC, though. So these trade-offs happening in this fight. Morphling, yeah, he's TPing out now. Damage. Oh, Pablo. No. Found the strike. Yeah.
Good job with the gem as well. It's, you know, it was a good attempt from SFT, for sure. They found a good initiation. It was a bit unfortunate that they didn't find a perfect initiation because Mystic Flare actually didn't hit anybody, so they had to commit a little bit more from the other heroes than they would have loved to. And they chased them, and they died, but they died very far outside their own base, so they didn't really put their base at risk by dying, you know, in front of the enemy base. But at the same time, I think this basically shows why they cannot touch the Medusa right now. Like, the Medusa, they got caught out, she got caught out, but, you know, one press the attack and she's good to go, one BKB she's good to go, so now with the Aegis especially, I don't know, it's going to be really difficult to fight into this. Sure, they will have everybody up again, because the Legion Commander is also dead for another 40 seconds, and Vega won't push without the Legion Commanders, but, I don't know, with the current item build, with the current situation of their own base, I just don't see SFT winning a teamfight right now. They would have to find a really strong initiation. Vega would have to overextend, maybe waste a couple of spells on a single target, and maybe have to do this in a compromising position, but no, it's not gonna be easy. I'll just put it that way.
Well, again, they're definitely trying the Whoa. Wait, what?
Yeah, they
use Phantasm on the Medusa illusion.
Yeah. That's also a cute play.
That's a very cute play. Okay. Yes. So that's the idea. You replicate Medusa, you Phantasm the Medusa army, and then all of a sudden you have 3 Medusas yourself. baiting out with one here. But that's a very unique concept by SFTe. I kind of like the idea, but
honestly, Vega might have to get a hex on somebody to deal with that. It's not necessarily a game changer, this sort of like play, but it could be actually. In hindsight, it could be. A Deuce Illusion is going to hurt quite a little bit.
Yeah.
It's quite tanky and not easy to deal with as well. So, especially since it's a replicate. So yeah. If it does prove to be an issue, they might have to get a hex. But for now, again, Vega in a very comfortable position.
Satanic finished on Medusa, going into this push right here. So good luck killing her. At least that's what it sounds like it should be on paper. Just a very difficult task. And they burn a lot of the mana. Mystic Flare. That'll bring him pretty low. Again, he still has the Axe as Satanic. They do catch Legion Commander, though, as he was going in. The Playmill's going to be popped by him, though, as he runs away. The Global Science activated. Echo Slam in the backlands. A lot of creeps nearby as well. Skywrath Mage is dropping. He gets 4-step forward, but it's not going to be enough. He has a buyback now, though. STST's on the run. He's kind of already done his job, though. Neekwa still hiding in that burrow right here. The duel's put up, but actually LC gets stunned up as he goes in for the duel. It's a winner for Nyx Assassin. As a result, they take on Medusa the first time. The Aegis popped. Does not have Satanic currently either. If they manage to kill him here, he pops a Stone Gaze, though. G with the Wukong's command. That should slow them down enough. Earthshaker barely manages to stay alive himself. You just see Skywrath Mage as well, just spamming abilities from the base after his buyback and helping to force them out. So they hold. I mean, Tier 3 still has plenty of life on it. Skywrath was the only one to buy back there.
Unfortunately, though, if you look at the base, you know, there's a huge creeper coming in, and next time they won't have Glyph, and the Tier 4 will take more damage, so this is just, yeah, they definitely hold very well, even if they have to buy back, of course, but they hold the line, they get the Aegis, and they showed they can kill the Dire Heroes, but it costs them quite a little bit. At some point, those resources, be it buyback, be it Glyph, they're gonna run out. I think Vega, you know, I think they might feel intimidated a little bit by the way that the SFTe held the base. But if you're Vega, you could also just fall back, farm up one item or two, and then go back and try again, honestly.
See, this is the problem with Divine Rapier, though, in my mind as well, is that, and I'm not saying they've necessarily been doing this, but the logic is that, yes, your damage is insane, and it allows you to help the siege better, whatever, and much more of a threat, and thus the other team's scared of themselves, but you also have this mentality now, if I have a Divine Rapier, I have to be really careful. And, you know, so you play maybe a little more safe than perhaps you would with said like an MKB instead or whatever else, where playing that more aggressive route may have gotten you the kill and ultimately help lead you to victory, or if you're playing safe, it's just more of like, I want to make sure I get back before I actually die and drop a Divine Rapier and give it to the other team kind of deal. So, again, I'm not suggesting that's necessarily what happened there, but that no doubt has to be part of the mental state too when you have this item.
Oh,
as early as you did.
Sure. You definitely can tell that, you know, they're playing a little bit more safer. They're always grouping up, making sure that Oloadent is practically never alone. And that definitely, I mean, at the same time, obviously Medusa is supposed to be protected, so in that sense, she's never going to be truly alone. But you're definitely right, there is some sort of mentality when it comes to that. So this is definitely something worth considering. But at the same time, without the Divine Rapier, they might not have gotten those 2 sets of racks, because it is quite a significant amount of damage. Or they find the more flank.
They do, and they do get the kill. Nice opening there. The LC has a Dagon, by the way. I heard that going off, and he actually opened with it.
She's used it a couple of times already. It's a weird pickup for sure, but with the E-Blade in play, and with a lot of like squishy heroes, like such as the Skywrath Mage or the Silencer, it's not necessarily a bad pickup, but I will say that I think any other item could have been probably better. Even if he is looking to actually, you know, level it up as well.
Well, the ultimate hold of Nyx Assassin, and with the Burrow, he now has the Octar Inkor as well, so he really can spam Impale despite Carapace.
I love the smoke from Vega.
They're fading out with the LC Illusion. It's pretty obvious by now that it's fake. But, oh, now they get exposed. Just close enough, so not going to happen. Global Science is not ready for 70 seconds.
You know, the smoke would have worked, I'm sure, if they had a ward, because then they have better vision inside the enemy base, but they didn't have a ward.
They're going.
Radiant's top tower.
Dance jumps in. He gets 4-stabbed away. The Mystic Flare doing some damage. Is that a Fiend's Grip? Yeah, Fiend's Grip locking on the Nyx Assassin in that burrow. It finally jumps in Monkey King, and they do get the kill on a Nyx Assassin. Stone Gaze popped as they're beating down the melee racks. They'll just simply take the objective. One more rack needed for the Mega Creeps, but Bane's now dead. And oh, there's a pull and an explosion onto the Medusa. Divine Rapier's on the ground, and Illidan's going to set up to pick that up. So they almost get Mega Creeps, but now they have to deal with a Divine Rapier in the hands of Morphling here.
Well, this
right.
is something. You know, Illidan actually had to buy back, I think, with only like 10 seconds left on his death timer, but if he doesn't buy back that, they don't get that kill, so very well worth it.
That's true.
But still, yeah, with that Rapier now, maybe this is, well, you know, we jinxed it. We said it was over. It's not over.
So I hold my beer. We got this.
Yeah, it's certainly still not going to be easy for SFT, but that Rapier might just change a thing or two. The Medusa was squishy as is, but with those Morphling illusions with all the G commanders.
Radiant's middle tower.
That might be it.
Definitely that Legion just managed to get the kill first.
The Dagon gets the kill.
He does. Not a victory, but he has 152 damage, so overall a lot. But he also has 28 damage on Morphling, Nyx Assassin 18,
Radiant's middle tower.
18, so he's given up, well, that's 4 dual victories, I want to say, in total this game as well, so kind of been back and forth there. Silencer is also something you can't forget, too, as this game's scaling in out to the very late game. It supports Silencer transitions into a little bit of a threat with right-click. I mean, he has 28 stolen intelligence, but he's not necessarily building that either, though. He has a Hurricane Pike.
Alright, Breaky, strap yourself in. I predict this is going to go on another 30 minutes. Just because they gave up the Rapier, I'm sure Vega's going to play safe as hell. They might throw themselves, and either they're going to play safe as hell, or they're going to throw their bodies at the last set of racks, and then they're going to die, and then SFT is just going to hold Mega Creeps for like 20 minutes. It's something along those lines, for sure.
Medusa has another Divine Rapier queued up, why not? He's, alright, lost mine, might as well get another one. But I would believe it. Phantasm, by the way, used on Morphling. Jeez. So they have to now push out the middle lane. Here we go, Monkey. They are going to dive it. They want the Mega Creeps, Wukong's command. There's a fortification. They're going all out for this. Stone Gaze pop in the back. It's going to be difficult to fight into it, no doubt. Nico almost dies. Nice round pop. There's the Mega Creeps. Echo Sam in the back lines. That's Chaos Knight. He's full go. Illidan, though, now. He's running in. Bane is going to get one shot right there. The shotgun on Earthshaker, pulling with the Reality Rift, and he too will fall after the fact, but you know what? Considering those are the only casualties, that's still worth it for Vega Squadron here.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Medusa bottom. There's a replicate.
He goes in. Does Divine. He hits pretty hard, but Medusa up ask here as far as the kill, and you gotta be careful going too far! He kills himself! And that might have just done it.
No buyback. Alright, I take everything back. This is not gonna last another 30 minutes. No buyback. Rapier back on the Medusa. Look, I'm not going to make any definitive statement anymore because obviously that's not going to work out.
That's a dangerous thing here. They're trying. Without Morphling, not nearly as much firepower though. Maybe some upfront burst, but that's it. It falls off, and now you have Silencer. He's dead. Tail from behind. Nyx Assassin just going to try to stall as much as possible. Silencer does buy back. Nope, they know Nyx is here. Thompson running back in. Mystic Flare in 1 second. He gets it down, but it's not enough. He will fall. They're spamming out Nyx here. They know he's here. It's just a matter of getting to him. I don't know if that build's going to work. It's so tanky. Gets it.
Know your weakness.
Nice. He actually went to press the attack loadout, by the way, rather than
no one kills the
Radiant's
Commander, but likes the purge more of this game. They're not relying on him to be a big damage dealer anyway, so.
He's also given up quite a few dual wins, so might put that into.
I think Skim. I think we can start leaning towards a victory for Vega Squadron here. They're pushing tier 4. This is really it. Chaos Knight in the backlands. He gets locked down by Earthshaker. He's going for the turn kill, but Medusa's like, all right, I'm just gonna fight you then, and kills him off. So tier 4 is dying. Ancient next. We're going to a game 3. Another hour plus match. Got the game 3 coming up. Vega Squadron with the victory. Putting it up.
SFT.
Will we see Medusa again?
I don't think Medusa was necessarily the issue of this game. I honestly think, if anything, it's a support that SFT need to take into consideration. I mean, it started out with a poor laning stage, which I think SFT just sort of
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Dire team pick.
Night Stalker.
Radiant team pick.
Ancient apparition.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The SkinCoin WCA continuing coverage here of the group stages. We got our final game of this first series here.
Remaining.
Vega Squadron versus SFTe-sports. Vega, of course, responding with a Game 2 victory after SFTe-sports won that hour and a half plus first game themselves. So thus we have game number 3. We'll see how long this one takes. Yeah, well, definitely curious on that. And of course, it starts with the draft here as we are already underway.
10 seconds remaining.
I am Breaky CPK, going to be joined by Skim once again.
Radiant
But Skim,
ban.
all 3 games, Vega Squadron, they clearly like this Earthshaker Bane combination here.
They really do.
Dire
And
team
you can't really
ban.
blame them, right? I think in pretty much all games they've had superior laning stage, and I think the true supports have made a lot of work, or done a lot of work throughout the mid game as well, so can't really blame them. And this time around though, they changed. Vega Squadron actually wants to change it up. They banned the Nyx Assassin
10
and leaving
seconds
the Night Stalker
remaining.
through. So for the first time in the Special 3, we do see the Night Stalker. And
5 seconds
well,
remaining.
SFT, they go pretty much the same route as Vega Squadron, picking their supports in the early stage. So going with the Night Stalker AA first, and potentially
Radiant
leaving
team
their
back.
CK still in the pool.
Yeah, it's one of those. You know, actually, I'm looking at the ban right there. First off, because Necrophil's taken away by Vega Squadron with a 3rd ban. And I meant to bring that up these previous games too, but it never really happened. I don't know if Necrophos was touched in the last 2 games here.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
remember looking at the draft
Dire
and
team
seeing that as like being surprised that the hero wasn't even banned, let alone picked. But it is banned here by Vega Squadron, so not going to give them the option. And then they also take away the Arc
Radiant
Warden
team
as well. But as you pointed out, Chaos Knight is still there. Definitely would not be surprised. They do go Clockwork for now, though, instead.
That Clockwork, one of Nikla's sort of comfort picks, for sure. It's, again, a strong hero actually against both the Bane and the Earthshaker. I made the case in the first game,
10
the first draft.
seconds
It's just
remaining.
really strong because you have 3 abilities to cancel the Fiend's Grip with.
5 seconds
Obviously,
remaining.
restricting the Earthshaker's movement is very important in team fights, so a very strong pick here. And together with the Night Stalker, you have a lot of ganking potential for sure. You already have good initiator with the Clockwork, and AA and Clockwork also actually pretty good combo. You know, you hookshot somebody in, you call them in, and then with the Ancient Apparition ultimate, that could potentially be a kill. So I like this
Dire
opener from
team
SFT. Feels a bit
Monkey
safer than the first ones that we've seen in the first and the second draft. You know, with the early Chaos Knight. It wasn't necessarily something that I was too fond of. Although SFT have made it work before. You know, they tend to first phase pick it a lot. So it's not out of the ordinary big.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
10 seconds
Quite the
remaining.
curveball. Wind Ranger, there's a lot of reasons why this hero isn't picked. She
5
feels very weak.
seconds
She's very
remaining.
squishy. Very, very squishy, especially against burst damage that you have already, you know. You have the Fisher, you have the Boundless Strike. That already could put her at half HP, even potentially even lower than that. She has a lot of ganking potential. She can, you know, be a really strong mid-game carry, but she can also fall off significantly. And again, because she is so squishy, a lot of farm can feel very useless on her. You kind of need to invest into a couple of items before you can really get online. You need the Blink Dagger to be very mobile, but then you obviously need damage items as well. You kind of need defensive items as well, so it's a very difficult hero to run as a core, but a lot of times teams try to mitigate that issue, especially the damage issue, by having something like a Slaughter, right? It helps her become a little bit more potent because of the minus armor. But I don't know, maybe this is something that just Thompson feels very comfortable with. I assume this is going to be a mid-Wind Ranger after all. That is at least the most logical conclusion right now. We'll see, maybe it's just the comfort pick of this. I'm not sure Medusa is a good pick here. They have a lot of single target damage and abilities, of course, to trigger any Lincoln shenanigans. They have the AA is fantastic against the Medusa. They have the silence against the Medusa, which is pretty strong, of course, and they have a lot of catch potential, so I'm not sure that would have been great. And Vega do go with the Dragon Knight first. They could technically still go with the Medusa.
5 seconds remaining.
Dragon Knight, I do think, is also an excellent pick here. It's a tanky hero, difficult to bring down, like a very difficult target to gank actually for this lineup. Yeah, they have the AA, which is a good counter, but that's basically it. A lot of armor on the DK, and of course it does add to that push.
Radiant team back. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Anti-mage.
Oh, this is a terrifying core combo, really.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is for sure a very terrifying game for SFT right now.
5
because
seconds
these two
remaining.
cores are very difficult to bring down with the lineup that they currently have. As you mentioned, they don't have a lot of lockdown. Yeah, they have the Clockwork, but that's basically it. Clockwork into Shackle, sort of the only lockdowns they have. These heroes are very tanky. All of them have high armor. They will have high HP based on their items as well. There's not a lot of like sustainable damage on SFT's side. It's currently only the Wind Ranger, AA's Burst, and the Nightstalker and Clockwork aren't necessarily the biggest damage dealers either. CK, it's almost to be expected that they will pick a CK, right? CK isn't bad. It definitely adds a lot of things that they don't have. You know, they have the extra stun, they have a bit more damage as well, or a lot more damage, I should say. But still, I think Vega's lineup is very strong, very convincing. Sure, they have 4 melee heroes, but there's not a lot of ways on SFT to really exploit it. Yeah, they have the Clockwork, which is nice, but that's basically it. I think it's going to be very difficult for SFT to bring down these cores, especially if Vega have a favorable laning stage again, which they did last game, or the first game as well.
Vega, the Afterlife is back for them. Wait.
Prepare for battle.
Was he?
No, he isn't. He's still playing with a stand-in.
On the score screen, it said Afterlife right there as we're loading in. That is weird. Is that actually Afterlife, just on a different account? That's so weird.
It might be, actually.
That actually, I swear I did not see that wrong.
I mean, if you go into his Steam profile, it actually says Afterlife as well. So this is a bit
So
weird.
he just, that is really weird. Anyways, maybe it's like a roster, yeah. A roster issue. Although the first game he actually was Afterlife, so maybe it's not a stand-in after all. Kind of threw us off there. Okay, whatever. The point is, it's going to be the hands of an offlaner on the Monkey King, and he's currently running around as a courier. Confused me there.
30
That is actually him. So, yeah, that idea of it being a counter in the Wind Ranger, it's not as big of a deal anymore.
Oh yeah, apparently it is him. Apparently it is him.
It is?
Yeah, apparently it is him. It's just his Smurf account, I believe.
For some reason, he just decided to change.
But for some reason, he calls it no few.
Yeah, I don't. That's because again, especially since the first game he was playing on the other one too, and the actual Afterlife. So it's whatever. It's a player. We'll go with that, as we didn't hear anything about the second game anyways. Again, that would make sense. Top lane, Earthshaker. He's gonna block. That fissure ready to go. Surprised to see that come out, but you look at how the lanes are setting up here. Monkey King is going to go top with the Earthshaker and the Bane, so it's going to be an aggressive trial lane for Vega Squadron, and they're going to be matched up against a defensive trial lane up here.
This is going to be really interesting. Like I pointed out in the second game, you know, Monkey King is a really strong hero to have in the offlane because he can contest the farm, and he can harass quite a little bit. So this is gonna be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a lot of kills, just a lot of kills.
Well, it's already started. No fear. Okay, Afterlife apparently he's in trouble, and that's a first blood. STSD picks it up, so he called it right off the bat. That chilling touch comes out, and they get a kill. But now it's down, so maybe it's Vega Squadron's chance. Oh, look at this. Bane, he's gonna block the stack attempt over here. I was wondering what he was doing running over there, but yeah. That was the intention. Now they need to pause to talk over what just happened. And be like, Monkey King, let's not get out of position. But yeah, so when the chilling touch is up, that's where you got to be really scared of your Vega Squadron, as we saw right there.
For sure, and especially early on, you know, Monkey King later on definitely becomes very tanky, but early on he can be very squishy, and he is very squishy. Same with the Earthshaker, same with the Bane. They technically have quite high stats for you know, in comparison to a lot of other heroes, but still, early on with the chilling touch for sure, there's a lot of killing potential on this side. It's just something they have to be careful about, but Bane's already doing a good job, you know, blocking that camp was very important. Making sure you don't really want to give SFT the opportunities to stack whole.
Bane going at it with AA. AA, he's just going to walk back into the lane though. And Bane's not a hero you want to man up against 1 versus 1 like that, for obvious reason with that brain sap, so you see traits for him. All right, let's take a look at the other lanes. Well, it's not the most action just yet, as I say that. They're going in. All right, so back up top, Pablo. Kind of gets cut off right here with a fissure. Throws out a void, being daytime though, minimal effect. But it's enough to stay alive. The reality rift Poland, they're turning on a Monkey King here. Does he have a void? He doesn't even need it though. Monkey King goes down, and what they thought was a kill on Night Stalker ends up being a turn kill onto the Monkey King instead. Well played right there. Bane, he's trying to find Night Stalker, but is he going too deep? He's not going too deep, but he's not going to get the kill. He's really going deep now. Here is it.
I saw his brain cell though.
All right, but the other lanes, Dragon Knight versus the Wind Ranger. 15-2 Dragon Knight versus a 7-5 Wind Ranger. I'd say that's one-sided.
To be expected, this is a very difficult matchup for them because DK, especially with the Culling Blade, is going to get most of the last hits. He can't really harass the DK because he's very tanky. 2 points of Dragon Blood is going to make it near impossible to really zone him out of the lane. And of course, with the Breathe Fire, you can get a lot of really losses until he has the bottle, which he's going to have. And then it's going to be even more difficult for Thompson, who doesn't even have the bottle queued up, knowing that he can't really afford to go for the bottle. He needs the phase boots to gain to secure farm.
power shot right there, and gonna start pushing it back as the creep lane goes. But yeah, keep an eye on that. You see there, I mean, he really does jump up in the CS, so a little bit skewed because of the massive push of the creep wave that was going on. Thompson right back in it, and the phase boots almost finished. Just needs the actual boots part. Those blades of attack, though, ready to go. Bottom lane, Clockwork versus the Anti-Mage is the last lane we haven't talked about yet, but again, in a case where nothing's really going to happen. Just back and forth.
That Fisher's going to block that kill, but Bane might die instead.
Yeah, Bane, a curious decision to kind of stand there for a little bit, and he underestimated that Reality Rift in 1 second. Nightmares, take it off from, I was going to say, a Night Stalker could just take it off, and well played. It's going to lock him down, though, to where now they can react to this, so it's a pretty clever move by Bane in the end. It forces them to commit to doing that, and does like a turn now, and Illidan, he's going to keep on running. He chose not to go for that bounty rune. Slayer's like, all right, I'll pick it up. And Illidan's still in a little bit of trouble, but they're not going to go too far. This is where the action's at as expected. Top lane.
Yeah.
So far, 3-1.
Very much as expected. I wonder if either team is going to change up things a little bit and maybe have Monkey King stay here for himself for like a couple of minutes, and maybe have the supports rotate a little bit. So as I say that, it looks like SFTe might be the team that rotates a little bit, because it is, of course, the first nighttime now, and Night Stalker, with that first nighttime, ideally wants to find a kill. Though I don't think he can actually. DK is very tanky, Anti-Mage is very elusive. It's going to be nigh to impossible to actually kill anybody, so yeah, he's just going to rotate back top and maybe look for a kill there.
Yeah, Dragon Knight with that level 2 Dragon Blood, a 4-man shield, that's a build of strength on him. Like, he's a very difficult to kill, so going back up top, Cold Feet on Monkey King, does end up proccing actually, and he's gonna go the other direction, trying to kite them away, go for the turn kill, and they make it happen, but being nighttime, Pablo, void in 2 more seconds, will they go for this? Chaos Bolt, not gonna be ready because of lack of mana, and a good cutoff from Earthshaker there to prevent them from actually going further. And are they gonna try to? Oh, they're gonna try to pull, okay. So there's no way they're doing the stack, but
Times are hard for you.
Tempting to at least, and he'll get a little bit out of it. But yeah, Night Stalker, it's been nighttime now for about 1.5 minutes. He's gonna try to use it more. Bane maybe? He's just hiding in here. Now he sneaks out.
Yeah, he scouts out the Earthshaker as well, which is really important because this way Thompson should know that he cannot overstep his boundaries whatsoever. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Vega rotating the 2 supports, leaving Monkey for himself just a little bit, and apply a little pressure on the other lanes, maybe find a kill even. Then, unlike to get this tower, Wind Ranger should be able to divert the creep wave.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tower.
It shall
So
not
as I say that, actually, DK is taking the tower nicely and allowing this catapult to hit even more. But the tower should still be fine for now.
It's gonna survive this first Elder Dragon. Well, they're going in right here. Illidan, by the way, gets to go to the top lane on no fear, as I believe the Dire side probably sees that he's by himself. What's going on in the middle lane? So this tower, I mean, it's definitely dead at this point now. Did I? Oh, that was close actually. No, Top's in, maybe overstepping. No, Fisher on the wrong side and he'll walk away. But yeah, with the supports being there especially, there's nothing that Top's can do to hold that off.
Bottom lane, a lot of he can use his ultimate trying to get a kill in Niqua, but Niqua just feeling very healthy right now.
I'll take that.
Mana Void coming off cooldown in about 10 seconds right here, so with the rotation over from Bane, maybe that could be another chance for the kill, but it's been free farm really on the Anti-Mage. 45-5. Clockwork's also doing pretty well though, 32-7. He is level 6. And they're going though. There's a Brain Sap Mana Void. No, yeah, it wouldn't be enough still. And actually, I need to be careful being turned on. Niqua doesn't have mana to work with, so that's the awkward part. But Pablo, he can do plenty being nighttime. Nightmare's up on him. Taken out by Clockwork, though, allowing Night Stalker to continue chasing, and there's the kill. TSD picks it up, actually.
Top lane to Illidan. Doesn't get Fisher blocked. Yeah, I like this rotation from pretty much both sides, really. I think, you know, disbanding that tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, I think beneficial for both sides, really. Because the other lanes definitely could need some help. SFTe more so than Vega, of course, but yeah, with this nighttime, they need to find more kills. It was what, 1 kill? Or did it actually get Thompson as well? I guess it's 2 kills.
I believe so, yeah.
I guess 2 kills, which is not bad for
Radiant's
a nighttime,
bottom
of course,
tower
but
is under attack.
ideally you get more. But it's really, again, it's really difficult against esports. It's DK and an anti-mage.
0-1-6 Night Stalker. Come on, man. Pick it up here.
No, I see
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Though. I see what you're saying.
He definitely has been playing well, of course, but a lot of those kills were actually before the nighttime.
Yeah.
In the nighttime, ideally, you find a kill, it's true, but he's still doing pretty fine. Bottom lane, by the way, Aloha Den, yet again, uses ultimate. Almost got the kill on Nikla, but Nikla, yet again, survives with just a sliver of his HP.
Just enough. And port to the top lane, that would be Ancient Apparition, coming back up here. Chaos Knight, level 6, he does get the Phantasm. Gonna be stunned out, Monkey King.
All the DKs as well.
Go too deep.
Stunned an illusion, thought it was the real Night Stalker.
Oh, that's pretty critical. And now, the Dragon Form, of course, activate. They're gonna jump on it. I don't know about that, but they push him into the tower. So they're gonna get some assisted damage. The Chaos Bolt finally connects. He's still taking that tower damage. Nice Nightmare. Save him a little bit right there. Boundless Strike's gonna push him back. Wukong's man to the side. Nope, he'll actually Primal Spring in. And Dragon Knight stays alive. Yeah, it's a beefy target. And that shows off right there. Illidan still in pursuit though. G going for the TP out. He will be successful. Bane, not the same story. Not as tanky. He will fall. And Monkey King, oh, they ate the right tree. And he is stunned now, and he is most certainly dead, right? Maybe? Please? Don't get out of here. Don't do it, Mischief. Okay. That would be sick. He's trying, man. But this is 4 heroes up here chasing him this whole time.
Radiant's top tower.
Oh, you can't get into a tree.
Oh no, 2 seconds, 1 second. He actually is going to get into a tree, isn't he? Oh
my God, he's getting out of here. He's actually getting out of here.
I mean, I would say he had an infused raindrop, but it actually didn't even proc. Like, so that didn't even help him necessarily.
It was just purely physical damage.
Bottom tower is under attack.
With the poor man's shield, you'll block quite a little bit of that. So that was very unfortunate for SFT. You're gonna feel very sad if you're SFT because you invest so much into the kill. What, the 4 heroes invested 30 seconds for this?
At least.
Yeah. So this is very unfortunate for them. And they also didn't get the DK kill earlier as well. So effectively they don't, well, they got the bait. I guess that's that.
Yeah, they got some. They got the support. Yeah. Considering how that started, yeah, that was actually a horrible outcome for SFT for sure. But that's the thing, going on the Dragon Knight like that, especially with all that support in your fight. Like, Dragon Knight was by himself in that fight, then I can understand trying to engage onto him, but they chose to engage onto him where they did with the hook shot and then pushing him back to the cogs. Like, that was their decision. They clearly did not have the upfront burst, though. And something else to note as well, Wind Ranger was not there. She's the only hero that hasn't really been involved in too much action yet.
Yeah, that could have been a totally different fight if the Wind Ranger had been there. But I believe she just TP'd bottom when the fight started, so I'm not sure that she would remember that. Either way, I thought the initiation on the DK was actually kind of nice, and I'm not sure if it was planned, but having the DK on the other side of the tree line, forcing him to go past the tower, was actually such a smart decision. Oh no, they're taking the stack with the Echo Slam.
They're trying at least. Slayer, he's going to die, and he won't even get it. Clockwork actually snipes out a couple. And Chaos not going to clean the rest, so that really didn't even work out. He Echo Slammed for that, and I don't even think they probably got a couple of the small ones, but that's it.
That pause,
oh, jeez.
The hook should just connect. I know where the Monkey King is. I wonder, can he use Quality Blade from uphill? I don't think he can. I think it's out of range.
Well, Clockwork has one.
Oh, Clockwork hasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, he has one of them. Nice.
So
that's
he's dead.
Done, then.
Yeah. Gonna push him right after the CK. He's like, here you go, buddy. That's Cold Feet. That's a Chaos Bolt right after. Good execution right there.
Pretty much perfect as well. It's this SFT catching a little bit of a break. They definitely need those kills, especially on the CK. Keeping the Monkey King down is going to be really important in this game. So as I say that, you know, there's a free-farming anti-mage and pretty much free-farming DK as well.
Middle tower
2 heroes that also need to be kept down, ideally.
Yeah, anti-mage you have a little bit of time on though, but it does happen fast. Once he gets that battle period, of course, then all of a sudden you blink and he has a Yasha, blink again he has a Manta, and the butterfly inevitably comes out and so you're just like, ah, crap. Where did our time go? So yeah, definitely paying attention to that. But I look back at this Wind Ranger. When I think Wind Ranger, I mean, I might be wrong on this, but especially for how much action has been happening in this game, I think a hero that can definitely assist in fights quite a bit, especially with the Shackle Shot, you know, the Power Shot himself. Like right here, using the Focus Fire to harass, but maybe went a little bit too deep, and as a win run, gets it off, the evasion kicking in. Gonna wear off here soon, though. Nightmare activated, and that should be a setup for the kill. The Mana Void even coming out in Aloha Dance with the kill. But it goes back to my point that he's been just simply static farming, it seems like, this game, rather than trying to get involved.
The thing is, it's not even that bad, because you don't really want to commit 5 heroes early on to, like, full fight. You ideally have someone. You ideally have somebody that's farming, right? Because if you commit all 5 heroes, you're likely gonna waste resources. Ops is third highest damage. Can they get the DK? That's a big part.
No, they just used that. He gets an easy tower kill. Now, Illidan pushes top tower meanwhile, so they do get something out of that, but the Dragon Knight definitely paying off here. He's doing what he should be doing. Got middle, got bottom now. Went the Hooded Defiance first, by the way, as far as his early build, and now he has the Shadow Blade that he just queued up.
Yeah, I like this one, G. This is gonna make him so much tankier as well. The AA Blast is usually open. Another dead Bane again. Should be anyway.
Nighttime again.
But yeah, the Hood is gonna make him much tankier against the AA and the Wind Ranger, of course. So that's a good pickup. It's a very value pickup as well.
Stack the Ancient, or I guess this isn't really going to be a stack, but pulls the Ancients a little bit early. It's a double stack there, though. It's into the lane. There they go once again. But yeah, Shadow Blade next. Chaos Knight, the Hand of Midas pick up once again. So he doesn't go that all armlet build. That's something I have noticed now. How this whole series, I mean, obviously last game was a Force Sport, but in general, lately I feel like on Illidan, he hasn't gone that armlet, which we tend to see a bit on Chaos Knights usually.
I prefer it this way. I think that the Chaos Knight armlet just focuses too much on being active in the mid game and the early mid game, but the way they've been playing the CK isn't necessarily as a mid game aggressor, but it's more so as a traditional carry, if anything.
Boom,
and with the Midas, he ensures that he has farm throughout all stages of the game.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know, he actually even went for the Shadow Blade, which I thought was a really strong item, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes the Shadow Blade again into the Silver Edge, though he might not have an item anytime soon anyway.
Yep, that's going to be a dead Chaos Knight. Ooh, tried to Mana Void there, but G actually gets credit for it, and he'll take the bounty. What was actually, wow, that was a 7-kill streak stopper, Jesus.
Illidan was top of net worth as well, so that's a lot of well, Pablo, if you had a vision, please, Pablo.
He did not know the Bane was there, possibly, but eventually he had a vision in the area, going a little bit too deep, and now Bane, he went the other direction, and Shackle Shot's going to secure that kill, so there's Thompson getting involved. Finds 1 kill, and now they're going to look to protect this top tower. As Chaos Knight is back up. The wind run forward from Wind Ranger. Phase Boots not going to be able to catch anyone else, though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But they secure, or they keep their tier 1 tower alive, which is very important for them. As you can see, Vega was already sort of prepping for taking down this tower and having like a really deep ward behind, or inside the enemy jungle. And keeping this tower alive not only makes these wards sort of like less useful, but of course it also secures, you know, all the resources you have in the jungle. You definitely want to keep them at control if you can against the Anti-Mage, because Anti-Mage with Blink Battle Fury is going to take away all your camps if you lose your towers early. That tower is very, very important for them.
As mentioned, Bane, or Anti-Mage has the Battle Fury now and picking up the Ancients. You see the top lane Monkey King. It's been a rough game for him so far, 6 deaths already. He gets out of there quickly, as they were scouting him between the Ice Vortex and then the Rocket coming out. Good thing he fell back. However, Slayer's going to get caught. There's a Darkness from Pablo, and that's a dead Earthshaker as a result of that there. So nice chase from SFTe. They're clearly keeping up some good pressure now. And this is going to be the top tower tier 2. And I'm also noticing what Wind Ranger's going for with the Axe item that she has next queued up here.
You know how we talked about the lack of an omelet on Illidan? He now went for it.
Okay, he has it now. There you go.
Radiant's top
he has it after the follow-up there. Yeah, I was trying to remember if he went that the first game or not. I'm honestly not sure if he went that.
With the Shadow Blade.
Okay,
Shadow Blade,
that's right.
That's
right, yeah.
I honestly think he could still go for it. I think it would be great to Pain, honestly. Like the Anti-Mage against DK.
This Nightmare is causing a little bit of an issue, but Pain eventually falls. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the break effect wouldn't be the worst option in the world. Monkey King. Oh, they see him. They saw him. Oh, he's lucky this tree did not get cut down. He goes in with the Primal Spray, and then they jump Wind Ranger, get the kill. The Blink initiation from G. I don't know, that's a Shadow Blade initiation, but anyways, they get the kill there. Chaos Knight now, he's in trouble. He's completely locked in. Reality Rift maybe? Yeah, he Reality Rifts over the ledge, but the Wukong's command finishes him off actually, so good hold right there from Vega. Well, they lost tier 2, but still they get a couple of nice kills.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was a bit greedy from SFT, trying to force the tier 2 by all means, even though a lot of them didn't have enough mana or HP. Of course, Windring climbs the tower. That's just a dead problem? Should be dead.
Yeah. And a Rift is here if necessary. It's not though. And Pablo, there you go.
Such sorcery shall not prevail.
This is not good for
back-to-back kills.
Cannot afford to give away these kills. Certainly not with a lineup that sort of thrives on mid-game, on a mid-game presence. You know, losing map control like this because now what? Those heroes are down for like 30 seconds each. That's a lot of time that you lose on the map, and that's a lot of presence that you don't have and that you need.
Top lane, Monkey King quickly gets out as Chaos Knight ports up here, but yeah, SFTe had a hell of a start, especially with the hero kills, but you do see these cores now kicking in, most certainly the Anti-Mage, and the Dragon Knight himself doing plenty. Heaven's Halberd now get up for him, but look at this Anti-Mage, by the way, the Yasha, and the Mantis Stall is going to be finished first according to his queue, but then he has the Ags planned right after the Manta. Is the Ags going to be good this game?
It's not bad. Not bad. I think you could have technically also just used the Lincolns. I honestly think Lincolns could have been better potentially. But I don't know. It depends. It depends. I think the build up to the Lincolns is better. That's why I prefer the Lincolns usually. But the argument isn't bad here, and you know, being able to throw back like Focus Fire, for example, or the Shackle Shot.
Well, Darkness spawned again, the Reality Rift. The Cog's pushing back Dragon Knight. This is a very awkward position for him to be in. He does have another Dragon form. The stun not going to be enough, though. And he does end up falling, so that'll, for the chase on the hand, they also catch up to Bane. SFTe definitely doing a good job executing right there for a couple of kills, and they're pinging tier 3 tower, as if they want to try to push it now.
Well, they certainly can't go bottom, so might as well go high ground, I suppose.
Got Wind Ranger. That Focus Fire if need be. So far hasn't used it. The Axe is almost finished on her, but there you go. She activates it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Gets it on that middle tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under
coming
attack.
in. That would be Bane. Dragon Knight still has another 10 seconds. Anti-Mage is split pushing the bottom tier 2 or tier 3 even now. As to, he's getting all the way there, so they do lose that tier 2 in the meantime. And now they're starting to retreat, but uh-oh, Chaos Knight's caught here. They're going to go in. Slayer does have an Echo Slam going for it. Enchanted him on top. The Ice Blast in response, though. And Eladin throws out the Chaos Bolt. The Fissure is going to be wearing off. He turns the auto attacks are enough to take him out. And actually, Bane is going to get picked off now as well. So, too much of a reach from Vega Squadron there.
So that must have been some miscommunication. I think they thought to themselves, well, we can, you know, pick up anybody that's retreating, but it was pretty much only the supports. The cores were all, nah, let's just sit back. This ain't happening. And suddenly they're down 2 supports again.
Oh no, if Dragon Knight dies, he does not have a flyback. This is a crucial kill. He's beefy, but he's not beefy enough. He will fall. And now that opens up tier 3 for sure. Wukong's man gets off. He cannot hookshot in time, but he pushed him out with the cogs. Beautiful play. Nico's done a hell of a job with those cogs positioning, and now they're going for the melee Rex. They cut down the tree, and so Monkey King gets that massive stun. He's dead for 45. He has a buyback, but is he really going to be able to do much? He's so minimal farm right now. He will use it. Anti-Mage is in the base, though. You're right. He's at the bottom. The Rax, the range one, is dying right now. He's TPing in or he's blinking in for a TP, though. They did kill the melee Rax back here. And Night Stalker, he's just going to distract as much as possible back to the top lane. You got Anti-Mage dealing with the Wind Ranger. Anti-Mage is still farming. 4 more seconds on that TP. He gets the ranged Rax, and he will blink away. So AM doing the split push play and gets a range Rax out of it, but they did trade a melee Rax for that.
They traded melee Rax for that, and of course they give away, what, 3 kills? They lost, no, 2 kills. They lost the DK and the Monkey King, which isn't great. Monkey King starved as is already. His only item is the Midas, which he went for. So,
Dire's
SFT doing really well. Yeah, they lost the Night Stalker, but that was to be expected. but they're in a really good position.
Mine.
And I don't know, they're playing really well. They're executing this lineup very well. And like you mentioned earlier, you know, technically for SFT, there's nothing on the line. They are already out of the tournament. They cannot possibly advance, no matter how much they win. But they're still giving it their all in all 3 games thus far. So props to them.
That they are again trying to play the spoiler, and right now it's the way the series goes. It's definitely anyone's game, and I see competitors at heart for sure. So they're trying to make a play right here. They got hiding around the Roshan pit. That means they're actually thinking about doing it, or if they're looking to once again run into the jungle over here. Just trying to scout out where the opponents are at, but no, double damage during Chaos Knight means let's do Roshan. And let's do it quickly. Now, the Radiant side, they're in the area kind of, but they definitely do not have vision, and this is going to drop way too fast.
Radiant are
Then react.
Roshan has fallen.
There you go. Aegis picked up by Chaos Knight. Rain Ranger does have the Axe now finished, so that focus fire gets a lot better, especially when she's at level 18. The 0% scepter damage reduction. Pretty big
Radiant's
from it.
middle barracks are under attack. Incoming!
Oh, they don't get the real one. Oh, I'm not sure they would have been able to kill him anyway. Very difficult. You know, they have the Mantis style now, of course. I mean, he's still only sitting at what 1.5k HP if he has like strength threads up, but still, it's not easy to bring him down with like what 13 armor as well.
Oh no, he's a tough kill. He got the spell shield on top of that. It's like there's a reason why Anti-Mage is considered one of the better carries throughout the game. And the idea that he could just constantly split push freely.
Oh, that's a hard
not freely, but safely.
CK now. Speaking of heroes difficult to kill, this CK.
Oh yeah. This is a build we've definitely been seeing a lot of, honestly, from the CKs in general. The armlet into the heart, and the fact that he already has it at 24 minutes is pretty crazy, actually. He's level 15 on top. He got 3,800 life at this point. He also has an arcane rune. In 30 more seconds, I think he might just have enough time left.
Yeah, he timed it pretty perfectly. He was waiting around the rune, waiting until his ultimate was, the cooldown on his ultimate was low enough. So he just timed it. He will probably just immediately pop it once it's available.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Focus fire bottom lane, but again now with the scepter or the axe, it's very minimal cooldown as well.
Radiant's bottom
Gets the tower kill, force away. They find Anti-Mage. Can they capitalize on this? A blink in 1 second. The lock to the silence comes out, and now he's in trouble. Does not have his Mantis style either. And that is a kill. 70 seconds. He will not have a buyback at this point.
And CK, as we just mentioned, he has his ultimate up. He's already knocking on the tier 3 bottom. The support can come in pretty quickly as well.
He chose not to Phantasm, by the way, right away, so it's whatever. I mean, he still has Phantasm up and actually going to pull in the Dragon Knight. The fissure, that's kind of an awkward fissure, though. The Echo Slam there, Chicken says, I gotta go, man. The Cold Feet procs on Dragon Knight, he's dead. Yeah, that fissure did not help their cause. Bane is also in that spot, and he too will go down, and now the focus fire on the tier 3 bottom tower. This could be it even. I mean, SFTe, they're just pushing in. No Dragon Knight, no Anti-Mage. And they're dead for 30 seconds plus.
Yeah, this is just going to be interact. I mean, Vega, they have the Anti-Mage and they have the Monkey King and the Dragon Knight. They can deal with two lanes of racks, but SFT are going to put themselves in a very commanding position. And I'm not even sure Vega can take this fight, even if they all respawn. Like, there's still the
Echo Slam.
And yeah, like you said, no Echo Slam.
Radiant's middle barracks has
Monkey King has the courier here, but he's got his Wukong's command, but it has a defusal now at least. But it still doesn't matter. They're not going to engage. Go back, kill shrines if you're the Dire team here. That's definitely the safe play.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Okay, Windwinger with the blink. I was gonna say, does she have something else coming? But no, she went the blink. So that makes sense. Chrysalis though for that's Thompson's. Okay, so he even has something else.
Has fallen.
Chrysalis now.
Pretty farmed. Pretty farmed.
Windranger's proven to work out pretty well here actually. It's a rare pick that we're getting to see do pretty well. Always fun. Not so fun for Vega Squadron though, as now they're down 2 sets of racks, and the only way they're going to win this game is by turtling massively. So there we're in for another really long one, or SFTe will be able to close this out.
I think they might actually just stroke up soon. I think they need to do something. I don't think they can just farm away and just have the game go on as it has thus far. I think they need to look for a fight very far away from their own base, and then try and get a kill or two, obviously, and convert it into an objective. Because the past, what, 2 or 3 fights or engagements were very close to their own base, and as a result, then they lost towers and Raxes. But if they take a fight outside their own base, especially if they get the CK now, they don't really lose.
That's so rich. Yeah, Aegis and the Hearts, like, are they really jumping in? That
It
would
feels
be so
impossible
much.
at this stage.
Yeah. That can't be our target. They have to definitely get, like, the Wind Ranger, or Night Stalker, even AA. Like, they gotta pick up those targets first.
Oh no, Monkey King is got it.
Oh, he leaped away just in time. Hook shot, it does connect on Earthshaker, so he's going to be pushed back. The Cog causing issues as before. Anti-Mage silenced up though after the Manta Style. He's in trouble once again. He does not have a buyback. This side's wearing off in a couple of seconds. And he will not get it off. Double kill for Topsin. And that very likely is the beginning of the end. Monkey King, Wukong's Command, they're just toying with him. These Cogs from Nikla, man, have been fun to watch. And there's a GG as the Echo Slam comes out, but obviously it doesn't matter.
Ultra kill for Topsin.
Why not? Let's throw out the Ultra Kill. What did he finish? He was 7-2-4. So yeah, I made the criticism of him early on. He wasn't really involved the most, but he